This side here. Yeah.
Don't spill any secrets.
Oh no, not spilling anything.
All right, there you go.
We're
Everybody,
live.
welcome to, you guessed it, Throwdown Sunday. And you know what we do here on Sunday? We do our thing. So tonight we're going to do Iron Maiden. Top 5 Iron Maiden songs.
Scream for me, Long Beach. Scream for me, Long Beach.
So we will not have Mr. Bip Boom. He made a list, but he got last minute sure tickets and he could not resist. Can't blame him, So John's list will be here, but he will not be able to vote in the final.
Friday, I'm in love.
So, I mean, how is that going to affect the final balance? I've seen his list, and he might be someone who falls in one area, So his not being here may cost a singer or an era dearly. So
it cost us.
We will see.
So yes,
we will see. Greetings, Klatubar.
What's up, Mick?
So, as always, we encourage everybody to post your own top 5 list, but they have to do from 1 to 5, please. Or 5 to 1, whatever you want to do. But you need to rank.
Hey, Eric.
We want them ranked. It could be any era, even Blaze Bayley. If you want to go Blaze Bayley, feel free to go Blaze Bayley, because I'm sure we're going to get a lot of Blaze Bayley songs tonight.
The top 3 probably.
Yeah, it's going to be massive Blaze Bayley run on.
The sign of the cross.
Yeah, so.
The name of the road.
All right, so we'll kick this off. We'll play a little music for a bit. Then probably about 45 minutes in, we'll take a break and we'll show our list and we'll do our thing. And then at the end, you guys can vote on if you think we did a good job or if we're full of shit. So last week, surprisingly, we got good marks from you people. So let's see if we can keep this going.
Of course we did. We know what we're doing. They know it.
So okay. So this is not like a metal only night or anything like that. So it's all good. So
wait a minute. You don't know who Blaze is, Klatubar? That's I find that shocking. Blaze Bayley, you don't know who that is? He was in Wolfsbane before.
Well, I guess Wolfsbane was such a huge band,
Yeah, they were gigantic.
But don't forget Belgium.
Hey, but don't forget, Klatubar is deep in the annals of the music business here. So it's not like
what?
He's in the annals.
He's into the anal of the music business. Yeah.
He's into the anal of what?
He's into the anal of the music business.
That didn't take long at all.
Wrong stream.
Yeah.
Wrong stream, sir.
Hey, Michael Frank, come on. Future Real, what was that? What's that one? What's that Scottish song that Blaze does? Shits on this.
Landsman?
That's it, yeah. That's a great song.
Yeah, Bruce is doing that live.
Yeah. See what Blaze had a big thing about that too. He's always bitching, saying, yeah, my era was so bad that Bruce Dickinson's singing a lot of my songs live now.
Well,
I don't think
he's one of his songs live.
Oh, he's saying Future Real. He's saying Man on the Edge. He sung.
I thought I was playing music, but I wasn't. So.
And he sings. They did a Sign of the Cross. He did it on the Rock in Rio. He did that. So he does a lot of their songs.
Well, it's funny. I did a video years ago where I did a list of Blaze Bayley songs that I can't stand with Blaze Bayley. That would be awesome songs with Bruce Dickinson.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Of course, the Klansman was number 1 on that.
Yeah, he does that. I mean,
no, that's the one that I know that I've seen him do off the Blaze era.
That's the one thing about Steve Harris I deeply respect, is that he's one of these guys that when Bruce came back in, I'm sure Bruce probably said, I don't want to do his songs. He's like, no, listen, if you're back in, you're doing everything, and that's that. Other bands don't do that,
Iron Maiden's always really been a collective. They've been through so many lineups.
Yeah.
And so many musicians. Even back in the 70s before they got signed, they went through like 2 or 3 lineups.
Oh yeah. Just watch that documentary.
Oh yeah. And he's still friends with all those guys too. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. When they do those yearly get-togethers at that pub there.
Yeah. I just saw something recently where one of the guys is working for Steve Harris now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
there's one thing I have always noticed is that the community in England is really tight. Whether you're talking about the older musicians, but they all knew each other.
Yeah.
They still, each other's band.
Yeah,
Like
they don't seem to hold
that.
back.
They talk to the old guys. It's like it's just a really tight music scene, no matter what era, from 60s,
Ooh.
70s, 80s.
What records are we talking about here? Mr. Clutzy Bar.
Green
Oh,
Theater Test.
dude, honestly, I would be more than honored if you could send those to me.
What album is it?
He has some Dream Theater test pressings that he doesn't need.
Hey, John.
Send them my way for sure. How do I give you my mailing address? Maybe if you, hey, Platubar, can you give me your email or give Patrick your email?
I have his email.
Oh, you have it? Okay.
Well,
I'll get Patrick.
to be honest, most metal fans only really know the Bruce Dickinson era of Maiden.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Lord knows I've never brokered email addresses between people in the vinyl community. So, yeah.
Okay, so Platubar said that he's going to send them to Patrick and then you can put in your pile. Thank you, sir. I really
Feel free,
appreciate
sir.
that.
Just don't
Thank you
say
very
which
much.
ones you're sending, so if I'll pick through them and pick what I want, then I'll just send.
Hey. I never heard the word Dream Theater mentioned from you even once, so.
Hey, I have quite a few Dream Theater recordings. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Awaken is one of my favorite albums.
Yeah, it is. That's one of the better ones. I mean, my favorite's always been Images and Words. I mean, I came in on them.
You know what it was? I got. Is it Awaken or Awake? I got that one
Awake.
first, and then I got Images and Words after. And Awake, the song "The Mirror" I think is the best. It's my all-time favorite Dream Theater.
That's a great song.
And it's that was one of their heavier songs early on too. I really love the guitar riff on it.
Yeah. Clutubar's actually Awakened, but that's the one. Yeah, that's one of their albums. And the thing is, that has one of the best trio songs, like that Erotomania bit there. That thing is fantastic. You know.
Yeah, I think those two albums were like perfect albums back to back.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I think they went a little astray for a couple albums after that. But.
Yeah.
When did Jordan Rudess take over the keyboard?
Well, it's funny. Rudess came in. He did one show with them at the Concrete Foundation's forum when what's the guy with Kevin Moore. So when Kevin Moore quit after Awake came out, he played one show with them, but didn't want to join the band at the time because he had some other obligations. So then after that came Derek Sherinian for a record, and then after that album, Falling into Infinity, he came in on what's it called? Metropolis Part 2. He's been there ever since.
So Sherinian was only on there for one album?
Sherinian, was only in there for Falling into Infinity.
I will say when they did Distance Over Time a couple years ago, was that 2018 or 19? That one kind of reinvigorated my interest in Dream Theater. I hadn't listened to them in years, and I loved that album. That was like one of my top 5 of the year.
Which one? Sorry.
I have to look at it. It's Distance Over Time.
Oh yeah.
The one where he's holding the skull in his hand.
Yeah, I got back into them with that one too. That's a really good album. Isn't the latest one? What's that latest one? Something like they're on top of some mountain or something. What's that one called? Distance.
View from the top of the world.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah, but that's not the latest, is it?
The rest look like live. Distance Over Time demos, and then they did like 4 lives in a row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks like that's the last one.
Interesting.
Because they did Images and Words live, and Beyond live in Berlin, live at Rockton, live at Madison
They
Square
did a
Garden.
lot of live albums.
Yeah.
Shit. I thought Yes was bad.
Well, in 22 and 23, they put out like 5 live albums, officials. That doesn't even include all the side shit that comes out,
Yeah.
all the bootlegs and soundboard recordings.
Yeah, Portnoy was into that, starting that little side label where he did all those releases like, you know, Dream Theater plays, you know, The Dark Side of the Moon. Dream Theater plays Master of Puppets. Dream Theater.
Well, Portnoy too. Man, he's one of those guys that never stops. He's in like 15
like 8
side
different
projects.
I know. I'm surprised those kids even know him. You know.
I'm surprised they're his kids.
Well, you never know. But
I would hate to track for him though. Have you ever seen the videos of him doing the drums?
oh yeah.
Dude, he would do like a 3-second clip. Okay, keep that one. And dude, I mean, it was insane watching him do drums. We must have spent hours on the video that I was watching, just cracking drums.
Well, you know what though, dude? Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that they have Pro Tools now, he could never do that. Back in the day when you had tape, engineers would be
slice
crying.
it up that close, yeah. You'd have like 4 layers of tape on each little segment, you know?
Was this song in a movie? It was like a John Huston movie,
I have no clue.
Probably.
or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah, John Hughes.
Is that number of the T-shirt there, Vince?
It's a fan club one, but yeah.
Nice. And is that a bootleg over your shoulder?
Yeah, that is. It's for the
Trooper, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Power Slam,
I don't
Ace
remember.
High, Hallowed Be Thy Name. Wow. Got a
Anniversary.
single piano song in there. It's like
Yeah,
a
I wasn't
pretty
gonna.
long
I wasn't
song
gonna
for
pull out all the Maiden records.
pretty
No, I
long
just pulled
song.
out the CDs. Easier to take out.
As you can see by me playing this song did not make my top 5. So.
Oh, has anybody seen the videos about Nico McBrain during this tour? They're saying, is Nico McBrain losing interest in Iron Maiden, or is Nico McBrain getting tired? That was one of these videos. Because they showed this song, and you know at the beginning when he does that tom fill in that, they showed 2 or 3 concerts in a row where he's neglected to play this part in the show now. And they're starting to say, I don't know if he's just like, you know, not into it anymore, or if he's just too tired to play. He is 70 some odd, right? But I don't think that that's the case. I think they're just, you know, I think he just has to get warmed up again, you know? Because he even said this is the most nervous he's ever been on a tour.
I know,
Plus,
you don't like it, but I like it.
But they're doing a lot of songs that they haven't done forever, like Alexander the Great and stuff like that.
Hey Patrick, that Flock of Seagulls song was in the movie Edge of 17 and a movie called The Doughboy.
This next tour.
I've never seen either of those movies.
Yeah, I don't even know that I've ever heard of them.
This next tour is gonna kind of focus on the Somewhere in Time album.
Yeah, that's why they're doing like Alexander the Great.
Are they gonna bust out the guitars this time?
I tell you what, I love the Legacy tour. That's the best thing that I've seen him in a while. Before that, they were focused on their newer albums too much. Whereas
They
the Legacy
rotated
tour
it.
was all about
Yeah,
the old
they rotate that usually. They usually do like one tour where they focus on the new thing and then
I've
they do
only
a
seen
best
them
of.
2 times, so.
Yeah, they started with when they did that Somewhere in Time.
Yeah.
They brought back the Power Slave stage, mummies and everything.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, that was fantastic.
Have they announced the American dates yet?
Not yet. I just seen like 3 or 4 Canadian dates. Other than that Indo Fest, that Indo California thing with Metallica and
Power Trip?
the Power Trip, yeah. Power Trip Fest. The only US thing we got right now, as far as I've seen.
Yeah, I think I did see the set list a couple weeks ago of their current tour. It was pretty interesting.
I saw
Yeah, a lot of deep songs.
from last fall.
They're one of the few bands that do that though, rotate in deeper cuts into their set. A lot of bands don't do it.
Were Eagles there, Murders in the Rue War, Flash of the Blade. Wow, totally flipped. not even an
Clairvoyant's a
album
great
track.
one.
Clairvoyant.
I really like
Wow, what a
Clairvoyant.
list.
And the Clairvoyant's really good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Actually, those are all good songs. I love Where Eagles Dare too.
Well, that's the thing. There is no bad Maiden.
That's what made it
song,
hard, you know, and that's kind of. And then I just went with the, you know, the ones that got my attention in the beginning. You know?
Yeah, I went with the ones that, you know,
But yeah, you know,
immediately I think of when I think of Iron Maiden, right? And the ones that have the most impact when I want to listen to Iron Maiden. What's the first thing that comes into my head? You know?
I struggled with it. I mean, I kept changing it. And, you know what?
If you didn't do at least 6 lists, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is everybody's list has been quite a bit different so far.
Yeah.
Whereas I expect them to be a little more. Every other thing we've done, the list has been pretty similar from the comments.
Elimination. Nice.
I did like John. I went back and listened to the album because, like I said, there were a couple songs that I really thought would be in there, but then when I went back and listened to them after not listening for a few years, I eliminated some songs that were right at the top of my head.
Hallowed, Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, I mean, I listen to Iron Maiden a lot.
Live. I love watching them do that one live.
Okay, I listen to Maiden a lot. Like on a weekly basis, I listen to Maiden at least once or twice a week. So to me, it's always constant in my playlist. So
Yeah.
I listen to them all the time, but I listen to the first 2 albums most of the time.
oh really? Eh?
I've been on a new wave of British heavy metal kick for like the last 5 or 6 years, so that's a good source for what I listen to.
I started to track down 45s out of this book.
Man, that's such a
nice.
great book, and that book will make you go broke. Well, if you're selling them after you record them, it's not that big a deal. But
So I want to say for the record that this is just the name of a band. This is not anti-jazz. I don't want the jazz buff cult to come after me. Okay, this is not.
Yeah, because they'd be clueless.
You know, so
I had no idea who sang this song.
There has to be a band out there called Mark Hates Jazz. I'm sure.
Is that actually the band's name?
Yeah,
Johnny
Donnie.
Hates
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a perfect name.
And I know every word to this song too.
Yeah, it kind of falls into that like crowded house.
Yeah.
Like, they might do it or not.
It's just one of those songs that we heard so much in the 80s that we all know it, whether we know who sings it, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Feel
That's why I
free to
don't-
list your top 5 Grateful Dead songs, Roger, because I don't think we'll ever do a top 5 Grateful Dead stream. So just give us your top 5 Grateful Dead
That is actually shameful that you don't know 5 Maiden songs and you know more than that for Grateful Dead. Honestly.
I will say, if you're a Grateful Dead fan, they've almost turned into a jam band on their last few albums.
That's true. Yeah, that's very, very
18-minute songs and
They become like a prog band.
meandering about.
Oh yeah.
Talk about percussion, man. Nico McBrain's got nothing on this guy, man. Check that out. That's some top-notch production there.
Have you seen this one, Patrick?
Which one?
Gary Wright, Spooky Tooth.
Oh, hang on a second. What is that? I mean, I've got lots of Spooky Tooth and Gary Wright. But
This is from like '72. Gary Wright put it out himself, but it's spooky. It's like his favorite Spooky Tooth and Gary Wright song.
oh,
I hadn't heard half the Gary Wright stuff. It's
Hey,
really
this song
good,
is
man.
good.
It's an awesome double LP.
yeah. I mean, Gary Wright's hit or miss. I've got like probably like 4 or 5 of his records, and it's kind of like, you know, there's always good songs on them.
Well, I love all the Spooky Tooth stuff. I didn't even know about his solo stuff, though.
I mean, well, Mick Jones was in that band.
And then there's some stuff. He was in a band called Kaleidoscope, or what is it? No,
Eddie.
Gary Wright's Wonder Wheel. There's some stuff from that too.
Eddie, this was made in just between Yano and Dickinson. They made a song with one guy, and that didn't work out because obviously
They didn't like the direction, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you can make me small, Patrick.
So
Okay.
there you go.
But
Right,
yeah,
no,
so
that-
it was a. That was very maidenish. So yes.
So what's funny though is it was a sealed copy that I bought for like $5, and it's a white label promo. I've never seen a sealed white label promo before.
Maybe it was a reseal.
Maybe
it might. Yeah.
If it was resealed, it was resealed in the 70s though.
I've never seen a sealed promo.
I mean, it was stone mint, and you could tell it's never been played.
Half of the time, the promos they would either put a sticker on there, or sometimes put a hype sticker on there.
Yeah.
On the jacket, on the jacket itself.
On the back.
Yeah, on the jacket itself. Yeah.
I wonder if they ever did what they did in the Killer Doors video, like put some saran wrap on it and throw it in the microwave to shrink it.
Okay. Where is the alarm from?
Ireland, Scotland. One of them?
Oh, are they really?
Yeah, they're from the UK or whatever.
I don't know what this with that band. They must sign a lot of stuff because I see their signed stuff in record stores all the time.
Well, right now I think it's just the main singer, guys.
It's really just the guy that had cancer. What's his name is?
Yeah.
I just saw stuff from the 80s stuff that's signed by the whole band. It's crazy.
It still sounds good though. I saw maybe 3 years before the pandemic stuff with Modern English and Loves Jezebel. It was pretty good actually.
The Alarm was always one of those bands. Like I've got 3 or 4 of their albums. It's not a band that I like. Feel like I have to listen to, but when I listen to them, I always enjoy it.
Yeah, I think I only have strength and maybe.
You saw these guys live again?
Yeah, it had been 3-4 years ago.
Oh,
wow.
recently, wow.
Yeah.
Dean Loves Jezebel still touring?
That's impressive.
Yeah, or the main guy, whatever, you know. He might
it's like the main guy for all those bands.
But Modern English sounded great too. And that seemed like most of the guys were still in that.
Okay, I gotta know, Vance. Has there been a show that has come by that you've actually said, nah, I don't want to see it?
No, it's not that I don't want to see it, but I'm sure there's a lot of shows I missed.
It seems like you're going to, like, I mean, you went to Fear, you went to...
That was a busy week.
Yeah, you went to, like, so many shows. And, like,
you went to see Fear?
Yeah, it was last night.
Now, I'm going to see them.
Are you selling blood every other week, man? Is that what you're
I know,
doing?
eh?
You're selling blood every other week?
Yeah, right.
Sperm bank donations.
No, I mean,
they're opening for the Megadeth and the Misfits. I'm going to see them this coming up weekend.
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw them open.
Did you say sperm donations?
Yeah, sperm bank donations.
But, you know, this is going to be their last run. I mean, you know, Lee Vince, the guy doesn't look like he's aged, but he, you know, you can tell he's slow moving.
Dude, that guy has been in
voice.
He's been in so many. He's been in a bunch of bands. He's produced probably 1 million albums. It's amazing the career that guy's had coming out of Fear. You know.
Yeah, I mean, so
I mean, Fear had 2 really good albums, and then
that documentary helped in the Sound City one for sure.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I love that album. Yeah.
You've never seen Sound City?
No.
No?
No.
It's a great
movie. You like him, I think. But then you got the Decline of Western Civilization.
Oh yeah, I know him from that. Yeah.
That's when I first saw him. Yeah.
What you hear on Sound City of Fear was actually my recording.
There you go.
There you go. There you go. Patrick's rip.
It is.
Fear thanks you, I'm sure.
No, I think you know. I don't, you know, that's probably a bigger venue than where I was, but I think you'll like it, Steve.
Don't hate me, Mark, because Chat GPT knows my name.
He's a freaking legend.
Don't hate
I've
me.
always heard about it. I just, it's one of those things that I forget about it.
I think it's free on YouTube.
I'll take that bet, Michael. I will take that bet.
I remember when the soundtrack and all that stuff came out too.
Yeah, I never got that. I should.
I remember
You're
seeing
right,
the
Eddie,
soundtrack and being like, "Oh, I got to watch this," and just always never got around to it.
Hey, MC.
Hell, I've got a lot of shit like this too that I've had for this. Been sitting on my desk for 2 years. I still haven't watched it. It's like 4 Blu-rays of Jimi Hendrix.
So we were talking about this, I think, last week, Steve. How many records in your collection have you bought but yet to listen to?
I can show you.
Oh, nice. So, did you get your Kiss Alive 3? Is that the latest one, the colored vinyl? The Alive 3? The Kiss Alive 3, that's at the very front.
Yeah, that's one that just came out last week or 2
Yeah, I got it just now, yeah. Did you get the picture disc or the colored vinyl?
No, I never buy the picture disc.
Yeah. But the picture disc now, you know how expensive it is now on Discogs? Like if you were to have bought that?
All the Kiss stuff, because I only do like a couple thousand of them, shoots up over $100 as soon as they sell.
Oh yeah, that's why I buy them too, right?
Well, and this one is nothing special, but like they were doing the where is it? They've been doing all the deluxe editions that are like 2 and 3 LPs.
Yeah.
So I've been buying those just for the extra stuff.
Well, the Alive 2, they did a splatter vinyl that looks really cool, and that's skyrocketed.
Not just that, they're using the 2014 mixes, and I think they blow away the originals.
Eddie's impressed with the Iron Maiden now behind you, Vince. He says it does not suck.
There's a lot of great Iron Maiden bootlegs. Iron Maiden Judas Priest have some of the best bootlegs out there. They all sound good.
I think I got more Maiden bootlegs than I do the studio albums.
You probably have more bootlegs than they have studio albums.
I stopped buying the Maiden bootlegs because I already had like 25, and I'm like, I'm not gonna.
I know, I gotta watch it. I don't double shows up. You know how they do that.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. I was buying all the AC/DC stuff from the 70s, and after a while, it's the same songs over and over again. I had to stop buying them.
Yeah.
It's just like a little demo thing I picked up. I got a tip from Lazarus on this one. The demos here.
Oh, nice.
Album demos.
Invasion. Is that from the Roundhouse tapes?
It probably is the Soundhouse tape. Yeah.
Soundhouse. Okay.
Yeah. It kind of came in this cool. You know.
Wow. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I think this one's my favorite as far as covers go.
Yeah, Book of Souls is interesting. That's not my favorite album by a long shot, but the cover's cool.
Yeah,
and the concept
is cool. This isn't a live album. This is a live sampler. It's a bootleg.
Oh, okay.
So I like the idea that they did for the tour with that, where they kind of do like the Amazon forest thing, you know?
Well, what's cool about it is this has all of the songs from this album that they did live.
Yeah.
This is a really long song. Oh, it's a different mix. No wonder it's still with that.
I was gonna say, well, this is like 15 minutes long.
Damn, dude, this thing's a fucking.
I know, we could have played Riverdale.
Like a current Iron Maiden song. It's like something off Book of Souls.
Or we're gonna play like one of the classic Yes songs.
Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
I could have played frickin' Siberian Catrue.
Live version of Days and Confused.
Gotta go there, man. I had to go there.
I just pulled that out because it had Eddie's face on it. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna some of those like.
So, Steve, do you think that you have a record in that collection that you've had sitting in there for over 2 years that you haven't listened to yet?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I got one of those too, actually.
I've got a bunch of them.
I have that. I got that Escape from New York
No
Waxworks soundtrack thing.
No
I still
comment.
haven't opened that. Yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm getting
This
to that
song
point,
almost made my top 5. It
out of
almost
hand.
This is
made
from
my
Record
top
Store
5.
Day 2020,
Oh my gosh.
and it's still
And you haven't
sealed.
listened to it yet.
Because it's Volbeat, I wouldn't listen to it ever. Is this Hobbit music?
This is Hobbit made metal there.
This one's 2019.
Oh, I know that one. That's my friend Ben's on that. The freeway.
I've got most of the 7 inches that are on there, so.
So what's going to happen, Steve, is at some point, man, they're going to reissue stuff we already have in your not heard yet pile. I said, this almost made my list. This would be my number 6 Iron Maiden song,
But
right?
this is a cover, though.
I don't care.
This one's been in there for like 5 years.
It's a better than the original to me.
Nice.
That's a white label promo that I found for $25. It's in mint condition.
Really? Nice.
That tells you how long it's been in there, that it was only $25. That's like a $100 record now.
Yeah.
I think the worst stuff, though, Mark, is the stuff that I pre-ordered that I'm really excited about, and then it just sits there forever.
Yeah, no shit.
I used to do end-of-the-year lists, but then I realized I still had like 20 albums from the year that I hadn't even listened to yet, so I stopped doing them.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
I have that, yeah.
Yeah, these are, I like
you.
these.
Hold that up.
That label's fantastic. They do the best covers.
These guys are, it's a good label.
I wonder where they get all the Derek Briggs artwork. Or are they just finding it from
Somebody's copying it? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. I got a couple of these from the heavy metal records, and then what's the other one?
Because I have a few of the Derek Briggs posters or covers that I've never seen before in anywhere else. So it must be from maybe concert tour posters or something.
Honestly, Mike, I think I've listened to Senjutsu maybe once since it came out, and then I haven't spun it since.
It's 3 albums, man. It's like shit.
There's another one. This is from the Seven Sun.
Okay,
Oh no, that's a Japanese press. You know
Put it
I
up.
love that.
No, they're not Japanese pressings.
Yeah, they're faux pas, kind of, you know.
Yeah, it is fake Obies.
Yeah, I think it's an Italian company if I remember correctly.
Yeah. I like it. I think
We like it the Obi, you know?
And I don't even think it's really Italian. I think they just,
yeah.
I like how a lot of record stores now instead of
UK
putting
Triple
bootleg, they
G,
put European promo in parentheses.
So some people get offended when we do like the Asian accent. We just did like an Italian thing. No Italian's gonna get mad at us for doing an Italian accent. Nobody's gonna say shit.
Hey, no one's gotten offended by the Oriental ones, I don't think. I think they're well received here. Oh, Mary.
I got some of those. No, the other good label is at Burn.
High, running free.
The Burn label.
Yeah, running free.
Burn Records, that's the best label out there right now.
Yeah, leave it up. There you go.
Guys do.
Every single record I've got from them sounds amazing.
I think that's like a play off of Verb.
I kind of like it because they always kind of mimic the label that they're.
Yeah.
That they're
This is
doing.
that's one of the 12 inches I'm still missing, the Trooper.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of the 12 inches, which I like the
the problem is the price has gone up. When I find them for under $20, I grab them. But some of them are going.
That's the best comment of the night, MZ. I tell you, I would be right over. That'd be awesome.
Damn, those are all songs that I considered. Aces High, Running Free, Number of the Beast, Minutes to Midnight.
Yeah.
Killer track.
I have an issue with any of those songs.
Flight of Icarus. You're welcome, MZ. And Patrick, you would agree with my assessment of Cripple Creek's question there? U.S. or UK Maiden pressings? UK.
Oh, yeah.
Who said that?
Cripple Creek Carl.
Well, the UK,
Yeah.
the
I mean,
UK
yes,
first
definitely.
pressing of Iron
Well,
Maiden is a little bit different.
At some point, probably around maybe Peace of Mind, they started pressing them in sterling. So I think from Peace of Mind on, they're all done in sterling, except maybe for Power Slave. I'd have to go look. It's been a while. At some point, it's really more about the vinyl as opposed to the mastering. The mastering is the same, but the vinyl quality is a little bit different.
There's 2 songs on Iron Maiden where the first UK pressing is a different mix. It's like a different intro. I can't remember what song it is.
I think it's Phantom of the Opera,
I
right?
mean, the first Iron Maiden, one of them has Transylvania, I think, and one of them has another song, Sanctuary.
Oh,
maybe,
really?
Or is on one and not on the other.
I am missing the first album.
Isn't there a different mix of Phantom of the Opera though in one of them?
Yeah, one of them's got a longer intro.
Yeah, and there's something at the end, like some weird like talk at the end or something. Like
Yeah,
some
I can't remember.
studio
I know
chatter.
there's a difference on that first one though with kind of an opera.
This is
And
pure
actually,
nerd talk now.
the first Japanese pressing is the same as the first UK pressing.
See, there you go. The first Japanese pressing is the same as the UK.
Well, it has that same intro. I Actually, I think it's mixed pretty much the same too, if I remember. I have both of them.
I
We
actually
make
have
good
the
wrestling.
Japanese. I have a few Japanese riffs that I've done that people have sent me of Iron Maiden. So if I had to go look, I could actually go look.
Hey, you like Japanese wrestling? Good.
No, I don't.
You just say you have.
Well, I mean, in the interest of science, I have.
Interest of
I have
science.
Science!
Science.
Right, who's that? In the interest of science?
Oh boy, look at Eddie's list here. Oh my, to tame a land. Wow.
Hey, your list sucks. your number one sucks. How's that? Let's just say put it that way.
Oh.
Well, I know you like number 4, Patrick.
Yes, number four is up there for me. Yes. And by the way, if you want to include the Ides of March with Murders in the Rue Morgue in your list, you can. I consider them.
Children
Children of the Damned is a great song too.
Yeah.
Remember Tomorrow.
Halloween,
Wow.
that's a strong list there.
Children of the Damned is a great song.
Halloween, be thy name.
That's a hard song to sing, man. Children of the Damned.
Is it harder than Painkiller?
Probably not, but but he has some pretty long notes in
Yeah.
Children of the Damned.
Yeah.
This is
I like that the
Oh
last,
my
the last
God.
5 chords he's had to
Nailed
bend
it,
over to hit that. He has to bend over to hit
couldn't
that
tell the
note. It's so
difference.
funny.
Yeah.
Eva just ran out of the room. She hasn't run anywhere in a long time, so yeah.
I do have that effect on women.
Oh no, this band. No Joy
bad.
Division.
It's not a metal night. We do.
I love their first album. I don't get the love for the second album.
I don't know any of their albums.
I only had 2.
Time to get educated, then, isn't it?
Well, you know all their New Order shit.
I don't know any New Order as well, but
You want to order a chicken bowl. That's what you want. You want the new
Chicken
order
bowl
of chicken
with
bowl.
fry
A new order of chicken bowl.
hey, why you make fun of my food?
Oh, it sounds like he's holding his heart. Really? Oh.
I know.
On the Mexican radio.
Well, in their first couple of singles, they were such a good punk band too.
You want egg
They
roll?
basically created post-punk.
You want an egg roll? I've got chicken
Cleveland!
ball. Like, his voice doesn't sound real. It's like he's like putting on a voice.
It's like it's like AI. It's like it's like
AI
Like Joy Division GPT is what it is. Yeah. Running Free, Murderers in the Rue Morgue, Remember Tomorrow, Killers, and Rats. I could definitely get down with that list. Yeah, yes.
Too early heavy. Running Free, that's the very first song I ever learned and played in a band, like covered in a band. When I was like 16. We played in our elementary school. No, I'm sorry.
It's not more
In
than
our
that.
high school.
We did Cotton to Mosh.
Are you at Eddie's house, Malia? Is that where you are? You're probably at Eddie's house, aren't you?
I agree, Malaya. This is terrible, this song.
Okay. You can see Malaya's review on when those, like, you know, they do the quotes. The new Joy Division. This is
I
ass.
tell you what, though, this is one of those albums that changed music. Whether you think, I mean, goth came out of these guys a lot. A lot of the goth guys got their start from the Joy Division. A lot of the post-punk stuff.
I'm not denying that it has influence on the music. It just wasn't anything that I was influenced by at all. Yes, Malaya, I feel you. The vocals.
You know, with Eddie and Malia here, the negativity level just might be a little bit too high.
And have to do a 30-second timeout there.
Lucky I didn't do that 8-minute like alarm clock thing for this one. Really pushing people over the edge.
The radio.
I'm just trying to get you people all to come together. You know, if you have to hate my music to do
No
so,
yinging your yangs. Don't yang your ying.
We were doing one of the live streams, and Joy Division came up, and people were saying the same kind of comments. And somebody mentioned that's why he killed himself. The music was
very,
so bad.
very, very polarizing, baby.
Oh wow.
See, we have Christopher Kibble, who says a powerful song by Joy Division. See,
Well, I'm not denying that they were popular amongst people, you know.
okay, people. After this song, we will get to the meat and potatoes of tonight's live stream.
It's what you're all here for.
Henry Rollins did
And my
a
singing.
top 5 albums of all time, and Joy Division was like number 2. And while I usually agree with his list, that one I didn't agree with.
Which one was number 2?
What was the Joy Division, their debut?
So what I'm looking forward to is how many of you people are going to say that we're totally flipped, so that our list sucks. So that's what I'm looking forward to, as always, to see how poorly or well we did in your all's opinions. So, yeah.
Yeah, see, there you go, Malia. I knew you would make a comment.
She made me cry. She made me hold my head up high.
He was actually about your age, I think.
He was probably in St. Louis when he offed himself too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Working at Walmart.
Yeah, we saw your list, Cleveland. Yeah, that's a good list. Not a bad song on there.
Yeah, I can't really bitch about your list. I literally could have taken 5 songs off of Killers and been happy. Said, hey, there's my list, man.
Someone I didn't want. Was Mr. Louis.
I bet y'all are wishing for Joy Division now, aren't you?
Who's the singer in Freedom?
I don't know. This was a rip by another Vinyl Ripper guy. I was just like going through my list. And,
It sounds like they were kind of. He was going for that Jim Morrison sound a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, kind of a Steely Dan meets Jim Morrison kind of a thing.
Well, kind of his delivery, his flow kind of reminds me of Morrison.
The man walked down the
I still
hallway.
got Morrison's best vocal though. Have you guys heard that bootleg where it's a Jimi Hendrix bootleg where Jimmy's playing in I think it's in like Soho or something, and Morrison comes in drunk and wasted, and he takes the mic and starts saying "fuck me in the ass," and
I think I got that. Yeah.
Nice.
oh, sorry. Hold on. Pause.
I got that one.
yeah, it's a great.
It's bootlegged a bunch of times. But
Oh yeah. I've seen it with like
All
10
right.
different covers.
So,
yeah.
so let me get the spreadsheet up, ready to go.
Or I'm sorry, it's at the Village. I think is where it is in the Village. I don't know.
Back in the village
Screen,
again.
Chrome
Back in
tab,
the village
scroll
again.
down, share.
Back in the village, in the back in the village, in the back.
Okay, so add to the stream. Here it is. How can I make this? Can I make this bigger? There we go. All right. So tonight we're going to start it off with you, Vance.
Me?
Yeah, we're going to go with you.
All right then. Like I told you guys. I mean, the list changed 100 times, but I settled on number 5 with Power Slave, title track. I've always loved that bass riff in it. It's just a song I go back to if I'm like out and there's a jukebox. I'll throw that on there just to throw a long song on there. So Power Slave, number 5.
Okay.
Got it? All right. So then 4 goes back to my entry into the band, one of the first album I got from them. So we're going back to Number of the Beast, and I'm taking the title track off of this just because that was my intro. I saw that video first and just I was hooked. I was hooked. So Number of the Beast, yeah, it's pretty generic, but that's what it is. Third one comes off of Killers. I go with Wrathchild. It's another song I just love to, if I'm out somewhere, throw it on a jukebox or obviously off the album, listen to that.
There's a jukebox that has Wrathchild on it?
Yeah, those touch tunes. I got everything on them, man. So yeah, off of Killers, Wrathchild. And then we kind of, you can tell the era. I'm the golden or the era that I'm in it. Off Peace of Mind, I'll go with Flight of Icarus. Another one that's just always loved it. The progression with Dickinson's vocals and everything, the storyline to it, just love that. And then also from that album, obviously The Trooper, and you couldn't see that coming. Definitely The Trooper is probably one that, I loved it when this album came out too. It was just Killer Maiden and still a favorite, man. So Trooper's number 1.
Okay, Steve,
That's my 5.
you're on the clock.
So a couple years ago, this one would not have been on my list, but this has actually over the last 5 or 6 years become a favorite of mine, and it is "Wasted Years" at number 5.
Almost made my list.
And that's become a favorite. I listen to this all the time. Number 4, without a doubt, is one of the best album covers of all time, even though it's a single, is going to be Aces High. I've had so many shirts and posters and flags of this on my wall over the years. Just one of the greatest Derek Riggs piece of artwork in my mind, and the song is just.
What a great opening song for the album.
Oh yeah.
Well, Power Slave's great.
Number 3, just another all-time favorite. I actually this was originally my number 1, but I after listening to it again, it became number 3. It's going to be Wrathchild off of Killers.
Same number as Vance's Wrathchild.
Number 2 is
I'd make you big, but I can't manipulate the spreadsheet and all that stuff.
No, this works because you can still see everybody.
that's fine. We can still, yeah. Number 2 is the namesake of the band, the song Iron Maiden. I always loved that song, and it's one of the least popular off of this album, it seems like, but I've always loved that song. And then last but not least, same with Vance, I had to go with The Trooper.
Yeah,
that is just the song that kind of the epitome of Iron Maiden for me.
With the gallop, the guitar playing, everything.
Mr. Copernicus.
Okay, so my entry point was
John just posted these from the show.
I've got John. I've got you, John.
So I got my entry point is Peace of Mind, but for me, Iron Maiden. When I think of Iron Maiden, the album that really blew me away was Number of the Beast, and that album has probably Bruce Dickinson's greatest vocal performance on any album he's ever done, in my opinion. Number 5 off of this album is going to be the title track, The Number of the Beast, for my number 5. I remember when that was every mother's worst nightmare. That's what did he just say? 666? No, especially if you're in a Catholic household, they were like, screaming bloody murder.
They were poster childs for all the preachers at the time too. Remember?
Yes. Now, my favorite Iron Maiden album is Somewhere in Time. Now, I always thought that was a record that they took great steps in, that they took a lot of, risks on. And I think it paid off hugely for them because I think it's one of their best records they've ever done. And much like you guys before, I'm going to go with Wasted Years as one of the best songs. I remember when I heard that song and I, saw the video for it, I was like, wow, this is such a fucking great song. I thought that, Adrian Smith went above and beyond anything that he had done before writing that song and the performance in that
It's
song.
really the hook on that is really a different vocal for Iron Maiden too compared to their.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's old Adrian Smith. You can tell that vocal's his too. Number 3, we're gonna go back to the album that I was, of course, hugely impacted by, which is Number of the Beast. But this song that I'm picking from here is one that my friends in my band would laugh if they heard me. Like my old band would laugh if they hear I'm going to pick this song, because we played a biker party back years ago when I was like 21 years old, and we were asked to play cover songs, and we played this song, and the bikers got so smashed they were like, "Play it again." Play it again. We must have played like 17 times in a row. We got so sick of it, but I have to say it's one of their best songs, and I love it, and that's Run to the Hills from this album. All right. Now we're going to the last 2. Now the last 2 are hugely important to me. One is a song that I thought was Steve Harris's masterpiece. I don't think he's made a song, written a song that he's, that's better than this ever. And it's off of Power Slave, and that's Rime of the Ancient Mariner. That song, to me, represents everything that's cool about Iron Maiden, shows everything that Steve Harris is as a bass player and as a songwriter. So that's definitely my number 2. It's almost my number 1, but there's one song that definitely is my number 1. To me, it should be the opener of every concert. It should be the song that represents and comes to everybody's mind when you think of Iron Maiden, and it's also off of this, and it's the opener, Aces High. I think is one of the best songs that they've ever wrote, and easily their best opening track on an album.
Okay, now time for my list. I'll have John's list. As I was told earlier today, I'm like 40 years older than everybody else on this panel.
Yeah.
So
Aces High, though, I tell you what, though, when they do it live and that blow up plane comes up in the background, it's so killer.
Hey, you know what? You guys cannot embellish on your picks now and say, that's not how it rolls here. You can't sit there and like trump up your choices here.
Well, I think Aces High, but Steve's right, man. That's just
okay.
Aces High was my number 4. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's on my list too. So,
it's still my number 4. I don't think it should be number 1 for me.
Yeah. But we don't want to give it any extra juice, before this. So I did come into Iron Maiden in the beginning with the first album, and like I said earlier, I could have taken 5 songs off of Killers and called it a day for me. Killers is the seminal Iron Maiden album for me. To me, that was the peak of Iron Maiden, and they never got any better than that album, start to finish. That's just me, and So, with that being said. My number 5 is going to be Run to the Hills, which was, I think, probably the first song I heard off of Number of the Beast. And the first one, I remember and just like going, wow, this is totally different. This is a whole different vibe, but such a great song. And I can't deny the power of the Number of the Beast album. I mean, I can't sit there and say, anything bad about it. But yeah, that's number 5. Number 4, I think other people, almost everyone else except for Vance, has chosen the song Aces High. Like I said, what a great album opener. From the second that song hits, and then they go right into 2 minutes to midnight after that. I mean, that's a great 1-2 punch for that. That's just just awesome. And the 12-inch single, like you said, the cover art is awesome. And so. My number 3 is going to be Killers, off of Killers. Yeah, I mean, there's not much I can say about this other than, it's killer. So that's and as a matter of fact, like the next 3 songs are all going to be off Killers. My number 2 is Murders in the Rue Morgue. I could listen to side 1 of Killers every day and not be upset and not be sad. And my number 1 is going to be The Ides of March, followed by Wrathchild. I mean, this is an album opener to go from The Ides of March and then into Wrathchild. Such a powerful song. And like I said, to me, the Paul Di'Anno stuff is my favorite, even though I do love a lot of the Bruce stuff. I like all their albums, except for the Blaze Bayley shit. But for me, it's all about Paul Di'Anno. So now we're going to go for John Bit Bop Boom. And His number 5, as he is at a Cure concert, which is probably the furthest thing from Iron Maiden you can get. But here we go. His number 5 is Another Life. So as you're going to find out, John is a Diano man. So his number 4,
absolutely. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Murders in the Rue Morgue, also off of Killers, and also very high on my list. Number 3 for John is my same number 3, Killers, off of Killers. John's number 2 is my number 1, Wrathchild. And John's number 1 off of the first album is Running Free.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
Great.
Somebody pulled Prowler, huh? Prowler was.
Nope. All right.
Prowler
So
was 7 for me.
So now here's how we do it here, people. We take songs that have more than one, and we put them into a list. We throw away where they were ranked. So we could have 4 Aces High at number 1. We re-rank them once we get in. It starts from scratch over again. So Aces High goes in the list.
The Trooper.
Trooper. So hang on. The Trooper.
Wrathchild is like 4.
Wrathchild for sure. I think we all pulled Wrathchild.
Mm-hmm.
Wrathchild. Murders in the Rue Morgue.
How many of
Killers.
those happened?
2 at
Remember
least.
the Beast is in there.
2 of us.
There's just 2 numbers of the Beasts too.
2 did Wasted Years.
2 2 Wasted Years.
Number of the Beast is 2.
Mm-hmm.
What else am I missing here?
Scroll over.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Hold on a second. Too many long names. Run to the Hills. Do I have that over there?
Hills, yeah.
I don't think there's Run to the Hills. I don't think you have that.
Flight of Icarus. Did anybody else pick that?
No.
Okay.
This is going to be hard. There's a lot of doubles.
Who did
Never-
Run to the Hills? I thought it was just you.
No, I picked it and somebody else picked it.
Yeah,
Patrick,
Yeah, Patrick.
Mark
too.
and I both picked Run to the Hills.
Well, it looks like Aces High and Wrathchild had the most votes. Or
Aces High,
Wrathchild.
Wrathchild, the Trooper. Do I have the Trooper over here?
Yeah, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah, you got it. Never mind.
do we look good as far as like the
I think-
duplicates? So
I think that's okay,
Yeah, that's
Okay. All right,
Man,
so we have
this is a list here. Yeah.
This is going to be hard. So I will be speaking for John because I think I can eloquently speak for John because his list and mine are pretty much almost the same. So I guess we need to talk about what we think is what.
Well,
So
I think the Wrathchild got the most votes. I think that should be the number 1.
I'm okay with Wrathchild being number 1. I would be okay with Aces High or the Trooper being number 2. I'd be okay with that.
All right, we'll pull those 3 up. At least they're making the top 5. So
Yeah, those 3 definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so
make the
we'll
top
put-
5. We'll
is not the
rank
final
them in a
list, but-
minute. Yeah, we'll rank
Okay.
those.
And
So we
Wrathchild, okay.
need another 2 out of what's left.
So that's gone. The Trooper's done.
Well, I would say I would argue that Number of the
Beast.
Beast was very impactful.
Yeah, that's a big
I
song.
would
for
put
them.
Number
I mean,
of
that,
the Beast and
that
Run to
turned
the
on
Hills.
a lot of people to Maidens, that song.
I would
Yeah.
put Number of the Beast and Run to the Hills because
Yeah,
those are
I would
all-
agree. Those 2, I think,
super
were
identifiable.
giant
I would
singles.
rather have Wasted Years than Number of the Beast, to be honest with you. I mean,
Really?
for
I love
Just
Wasted Years.
Impact.
Nah, I
Alright,
don't think
well-
it has as much impact as Number of the Beast did. I love
Well-
Wasted Years. I picked it. I mean,
well, Murders in the Rue Morgue is another song that I mean, I'm not going to sit there and throw it in there, but I mean,
I think Wasted Years is a better song than Number of the Beast myself.
so do I.
Well, what about numbers and wasted? Go fill in for the
Because
last
Run to the
spots,
Hills is a
and
bigger
then-
song than Number of the Beast, I think.
Mm.
Run to the Hills is one of those songs that whether you listen to Iron Maiden or not, you know that song.
but I can say the same thing for Number of the Beast. I think as soon as you hear "Woe to You," or people know right away what that is, right?
The reason I don't agree with you is because Number of the Beast didn't get the radio play because of the lyrics that Run to the Hills did. Run to the Hills has always been in heavy rotation on the radio.
Mm.
All right, so are we in line? That it's going to be between Wasted Years, Number of the Beast, and Run to the Hills. Is that where we're
Yeah,
thinking?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
You know,
something like that,
I have a problem with this because that leaves only one Diano song for this whole list, and I don't think that's right personally,
Okay.
because there was a lot of Deano stuff that was listed here, and you guys were like shelving him. Damn it!
Well, it's because
Oh,
I just
no,
don't think
it's
that those things were nearly as impactful. I don't think, not to me at
impactful
least.
to you. So
And to well, if you're going to look at it that way, let's look at the charts. They didn't. They weren't nearly as impactful. They were doing nothing until they started.
we're
playing
not going by charts. We're going by our list. Run to the Hills only got 2 votes. Murders in the Rue Mower got 2 votes.
Mm-hmm.
Wasted Years only got 2 votes. Murders in the Rue Mower got 2 votes.
All of the rest of them got 2 votes, I think.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like there was a landslide for any of these that are on they're remaining here. All of them are worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think that overall, I mean, and I know that you came in on that era and stuff like that, but I think if you were to poll most people, I think most people would say that they're more familiar with or like the Dickinson era more. I would think
They might, but I mean, John, who's younger than all of us, prefers the Deano stuff.
I prefer the
obviously.
Deano era too.
You know, so
John,
well, then where were you, John, when we needed you? Come on, Steve. Where were you? Where, you know, you only got 1,
I have 2.
2. You got 2 Deano ones.
Yeah.
What if you would have just had freaking Murders in the Rue Morgue, we could have been solid. So we have to make a decision.
I would say
All right, let's vote. Let's
Killers
make a vote.
and Numbers. Then I don't know.
Let's make a vote. All right, so we're going between Number, Run to the Hills, and Wasted Years, right? That's what we're debating.
yeah.
Well, I mean, all right, so let's vote for number 5. So you can vote for whatever song you want that's in the
Of those, I would put Wasted Years at number 5.
Okay, so you want Wasted Years? What do you want, Vance?
For number 5, I would put probably Number of the Beast.
Okay, Mark.
Yeah, I'd probably do Number of the Beast as well.
Okay, well, so all right, we'll go with Number of the Beast at number 5. All right, so number 4.
Run to the Hills.
Vance, you start.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I would agree with Steve. Actually, Run the Hills.
Run to the Hills.
Yeah,
Mark.
I agree.
That's a yeah.
All right, so we'll do that.
Staple.
Wrathchild gets number 1, right?
I'm okay with Wrathchild at number 1. That was my number 2.
I would
like
pull
your
that
number
at number 2, but
What would you put at number 1?
Trooper.
Oh,
That was my number 1. I'd put Trooper at number 1 too, but
Same here. So
we're the only 2 that voted.
I don't know. I think Aces High is better than
kind of-
Trooper.
the epitome.
all right, you bastards.
Bastards. We're bastards.
You know, I didn't fight. You know, I let you all have Run to the Hills and Number of the Beast and shit. You guys were like,
No. I was saying Wrathchild can be number 1. I'm saying Aces High, I think, should be number 2.
All right, so
Yeah, I like Wrathchild better than Aces High.
okay.
Oh yeah, I would put that over Aces.
Yeah,
All right,
that
so-
that way. Yeah.
But
So
I
how do
think
we
the
look here?
Trooper would go over Aces.
Wrathchild, Aces High, the Trooper, Run to the Hills, and Number of the Beast.
I would
Yeah.
flip
Yeah.
Aces High and the Trooper, but that's me.
All right, so we done?
Yeah, I think
That's
that's
Okay,
pretty
so
solid.
now comes the fun part to see how many people.
That's for this
hate
week.
it.
Join us next week
Yeah.
when we do a new list of Iron Maiden songs.
And y'all can get even madder. Even more
Ed
angry.
mentioned that he was surprised that Mark didn't put anything from Seventh Son.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, that's when I really got into Maiden. That's the first album I bought. And the Clairvoyant and the Evil That Men Do were both just below my cutoff. I
Yeah,
love both
same
of those
same
songs.
here.
Moonchild. I mean,
Same thing with Can I Play With Madness? I've always loved that song.
I think Ed thinks that because of the fact that that's probably the most progressive of their albums. They at that point is
All right,
sort
now
of
I'm gonna
a
make a
concept record, right?
Well, they were one of those bands. They had songs I liked, Run to the Hills, all that stuff. But that was the first album that I bought, so I played it 4,000 times
Oh yeah.
because that was back in
Nick.
the day when you had like 10 albums, you know.
Yeah.
And then Can I Play With Madness was all over MTV at the time.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh, yeah.
for 'em.
That was
That was probably the biggest hit off that album.
Yeah, I knew that, Ed. I had a feeling, Ed.
Let's see, what was the top with Wrathchild?
Wrathchild, Aces High,
Patrick, I'm surprised you didn't do Women in Uniform.
Women in Uniform.
one of the few Iron Maiden songs that I'm not a huge fan of.
Wrath Child, Aces High.
That
and
video,
what was the
too,
third-
eh?
What was the third one? The Trooper? Trooper?
Yeah,
Third one
Trooper,
was
then Run to the Hills, and then Number of the Beast.
Yeah, but I can only fit 3, so.
Oh, okay.
Then I have to add the option. You 4 are full of shit. You 4 are full of shit. The list sucks.
The list sucks. That's not the right one.
Yeah, Frank, the first 7 albums, Women in Uniform is really the only stinker for me.
Women in Uniform. Yeah, Fear of the Dark is a good song too. That was hovering near my top 5.
I love when they do that one live.
Oh yeah, especially when you go anywhere into South America and that, it's like that they might as well not even bother singing. Let them just sing it.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Well, even
Poll
as
is
here-
now up and ready to go.
Hmm.
So please vote and vote often. All right, back to our
it's one of those songs, man.
regularly
I just
scheduled-
never got that song, man.
back
Isn't
to
it
our
a
regularly
cover, too,
scheduled
Women in
musical
Uniform?
program.
All right.
Isn't it a cover?
Which one?
Is it Women in Uniform a cover?
Yeah, it was it's from this band. I actually picked them up.
This is a fantastic album right here.
Oh yeah, this is what got them back in the band. Adrian and Bruce. They heard this, they were like, okay.
Well, they had 2 perfect albums. They did this one and this one right before it.
Accident of
Thank you.
Birth.
Make me big, Mark. This is an Australian band
All
called
right.
Skyhook.
Yeah, there we go.
This is where Women in Uniform came from.
Nice.
Oh, some of the Dickinson stuff on this. I got that box.
Yeah, Accident of Birth.
Where those reissues they
You
did.
get a song album I've had for a long time and haven't listened to it.
That's a good
reissues
album,
sound
but
really good.
I still think Chemical Wedding is better. I think.
I think this and Chemical Wedding are perfect albums. They blew away anything that Maiden was doing.
Yeah, at that time, yeah, for sure.
Now, I found this original pressing like a year ago and not about it. This one too, I found this one.
Oh, that Skunk Works?
Yeah,
I've only heard a little bit of that.
I've never heard this album before.
Not bad. Now you guys can stop listening to Iron Maiden for a week.
No, that's the thing. We never stop.
Mark, have you ever had a chemical wedding?
What's that?
Have you ever had a chemical wedding?
No.
The poll so far, your list is crap is number 1. So yeah.
That's tough though, man. So many good songs.
And the eras are so different. But they're both, both the piano and the Dixie era are very good.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever watch the film for this?
No, I've never seen it. No.
Yeah, I think I just read that Dickinson was he was one of the writers.
So there's like a concept film for this?
Yeah. The film Chemical Wedding with a screenplay by Dickinson was released in 2008.
Oh, nice.
So I think our next top 5, which will be in 2 weeks, because I'll be in Seattle. Will be, top 5 Kiss songs.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
You got 2 weeks to figure out your top 5 Kiss songs.
That's going to be a little tough for me, but...
Mark is number 1 for me, Blaster Caster.
No way, man. Blaster Caster. God, that's a terrible song.
So I just on Friday I totally brain farted and someone showed Rock and Roll Over. And I said that's where I jumped off from Kiss, and that's not true. It's Love Gun where I jumped off of Kiss.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I was like, going, I like Rock and Roll Over. I was like, the covers look kind of similar. I was like brain farted and said, but yeah, it was Love Gun that I jumped ship on.
Really? I mean, Love Gun has a few good songs on there for sure, but
I mean, it was of the time. I was just getting into Rush and Ted Nugent, and like the whole lyric content.
Well, and that's the perfect if you're into Ted Nugent. That's the perfect lyrics.
yeah, I mean, if you're getting into more like headier stuff, then songs about love guns and that are probably not a higher list, right?
No, but if you're into Nugent, it is. He made a career.
Yeah, I'm not playing any Rod Stewart on Iron Maiden tonight. Although I am playing a solo song. If I have time, I might. But I have a
actually, if you play some Beck off the first Jeff Beck album,
you can squeeze that kind of Rod Stewart in there, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, he sounds better on that album than the solo albums anyway.
I have a few Oingo Boingos, but there's not that many to make a top 5 for me.
No, what the hell?
Top 5 Journey would be hard for me too.
It's a little too late.
You can do Dead Man's Party from Oingo Boingo. That's a pretty good one.
With Iron.
She says she's done with Sergio, but is she really done with Sergio?
When I saw Jane's Addiction live last year, he sounded really good on this song, but then he did Think Not Skillin', he sounded terrible.
You treat me like a rag doll. She hides the television. Said I don't know him nothing but it. Or he come back again. Tell him wait right here for me.
I'm glad these guys finally got their due, because when this album came out, nobody knew who they were.
No.
I'm gonna kick tomorrow.
Not until that Think Not Skillin' video came out.
I'm gonna kick tomorrow.
I tell you what, Dave Navarro gets a lot of shit. People talk about his guitar is not that good. If you ever see that guy live, he's amazing.
Yeah, I think he's a bit underrated, to be honest.
Oh, he's super underrated.
Yeah, I would agree.
I think that stint in the Red Hot Chili Peppers and all the MTV stuff kind of ruined his career as far as that goes.
I know, Carmen Electra show and all that.
Yeah. He kind of turned into a joke instead of how good he actually is.
Yeah.
We've turned it around, people. Wrathchild's at 45%, and your list is crap is at second now with 30%. So yeah.
Oh. I haven't looked at that. Oh, yeah.
Well, she did, man, and she starts to cry. She take a swing, man. She can't help.
Hit.
She don't mean no harm.
But it's weird how, like, their first album, they have a live version of this, and then
What else to do?
then they have the studio version.
The only record of these guys that I actually got and I really enjoyed was Habitual, the Ritual, the one with the stop and all those songs, Caught Stealing and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mountain Song.
Yeah, Mountain Song's fantastic. If you've never seen them live, though, they're really worth seeing live. They do a great show.
Perry Farrell just kind of creeps me out the way he looks, man.
Yeah, he was
cracks
pretty
me up
high.
that his wife is still one of the strippers on his live show. But he's got to be in her 40s too now.
I remember those hard and heavy videos, VHS videos
yeah.
they took him out.
Oh,
Yeah, I had one with him when that album came out, that one with Caught Stealing and all that, and he was so high, like on that video interview, he started crying when he was like explaining the songs from the album. I was like, wow, this guy's really out of it. He was like completely out to lunch, like.
Well, and then he did the Porno for Pyro stuff. Man, that stuff was so far out there compared to Jane's Addiction.
Oh yeah.
That song Under the Tahitian Moon, I couldn't believe that made MTV. It's such a trippy song.
It's like a lot of those guys did that. Like, you remember when Mike Patton did Tomahawk?
I never liked Mike Patton. I don't like any of his projects.
Like, that was so weird.
Oh, I love Faith No More.
I didn't even, I liked Faith No More at the time, but when I go back and listen to those albums now, I don't like them at all.
Yeah, they weren't big on my list either, to be honest.
Like, I like the song Epic for the nostalgia of it, but I can't stand the rest of that album.
Really? No, that's cool. I'll listen to
Actually,
that
my
one
favorite
again.
album from Faith No More is their first album before he was in the band.
Wow.
So it's called Ritual Deli Habitual.
Ritual
Delicatessen?
Habitual.
There was a very, very big hint of disappointment in you in Vance's voice there, Steve. So
Listen,
Oh,
I have
no.
a lot of friends that are diehard Mike Patton fans. I just never got it.
Yeah, I don't get into a lot of his other stuff.
Mike Patton does the Italiano, yeah.
Italiano album. Oh.
You don't like it? We kill you, yeah. We put a contract on
I
you.
sent my friend Luigi
Yeah,
after
you
you.
don't like it? That's okay. Come on in the back. I show you something you might like.
Put you in Al Capone's vault. Geraldo Rivera finds you in 50
That
years.
scene in Goodfellas, Come on, I got some nice dresses for you in the back. Here, let me see.
Depeche Mode has a definite rebuttal for you there.
I don't know what the big deal with Angel Dust was. Everybody said that was such a great record.
Yeah, see, I didn't like Angel Dust when it came out.
I never thought it at all.
It's probably one of the most
Band of the year when it came
highly
out.
overrated albums of the 90s for me.
Oh, it's not even about. I just don't like them now. I never liked Angel Dust for Band of the Year. Was it Band of the Year, Vance? The one after that?
No, it was the Fool for a Lifetime or something like that.
Okay.
That red dog on it or whatever. Red cover with the cartoon song.
Who's in this band? Somebody. Not right.
Okay, yeah, King for a Day and then Album of the Year was the next one.
Yeah. Oh, King for a Day.
Yeah, and see, I bought all of those when they came out, and I just never got into them. And what's funny, I mean, Mike Morgan was one of my favorite drummers, so.
Mark Ferrari, that's who's in this band, yeah.
Oh, really? Ferrari's in this
Yeah.
band?
Yep.
Mr. Keel?
Yeah. I knew that there was a Keel connection here somewhere. Kevin Elson, speaking of Journey, mixed it.
Cleveland, I've told this before, but Mike Watt is, when I saw him open for Primus in 95, one of the worst performances I've ever seen. He got booed off stage.
Really, eh?
I'm a big Mike Watt fan, too. He was playing at Mesa Amphitheater outside of Phoenix. And it was a Tales for the Punch Bowl tour for Primus. And it was Mike Watt. He was doing some weird project where he had two drummers, and they were off. And then he came in with a bass, and he was off both the drummers. It was so bad. He didn't even make it through one song before he got booed off stage. And then they were holding him from jumping into the crowd. He wanted to fight people and stuff. I mean,
Oh
he was
my
so
God.
pissed off.
I want to fight you because I'm terrible tonight.
But yeah, generally I do really like Mike Watt. But yeah, that totally been on him for a long
I
time.
guarantee you Vance will like this next song. I'm betting money on it. If I can't have you.
Did somebody else do this song?
No, but it came out in 1990 and got smashed by grunge.
I know this song. I don't remember the. Oh, you know what? I think I do. I think I do know this album.
What a bad time to put out this album, eh?
Yeah. This sounds great. It smells like Teen Spirit comes out and going, oh shit.
No, I don't know this album. I've never seen that album cover. I know this song though. Maybe from the radio or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
I wish this was really good.
I hope they reissue this, you know?
They were supposed to do a box set with some of the extra tracks this year and
Oh no!
anniversary.
Our list is creeping
All
up.
apart. I don't know.
Catching Wrathchild.
I don't see it happening. Coverdale was just on that Rocks. Eddie Trunk and all those guys.
Oh really?
Like a week or two ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It looks like he just talking about it. Hang on.
And I keep hearing rumors, because even Coverdale said that he was trying to push them to do it, you know?
No, I'm reading an interview with him right now.
They
Hang
got the
on.
rights to it back.
So Vance, when you hear this, do you have feelings of Zeppelin come over you?
No, man. I mean, I think some of the better guitar work Page did throughout his, after.
I have visions of Whitesnake.
I wish they toured the U.S. for it. They only did it in Japan.
Yeah.
And that was it. And,
Yeah, no shit.
I think that would come out of it. But then, just after this, 2 years later, they did the No Quarter stuff.
I was so disappointed because in Guitar World magazine, which I collected adamantly back then, they had a huge thing on Jimmy Page. They went through this whole album with him. They went through all the gear he used, all his rack unit stuff, everything for making this album. I thought for sure they were going to come to the U.S. and Canada on this, and they never came. I was so pissed off.
I'm not exactly sure what happened, what the fallout was in Japan.
I want to, maybe he wanted to, I don't know. It almost seems like you didn't feel comfortable bringing it over here,
So Coverdale said the pandemic kind of killed the project.
Yeah.
And then that fire, they lost the master tapes for the album. He said
really?
they have some remixes that they did, but they can't decide. They both did remixes of what they had of the album, and they're both kind of arguing over which ones they like better.
Oh, God.
And they can't set on which remix is better. So.
My Keith Olsen remix is much better than yours, Jimmy.
And then he said that they were going to do 2 more. They had written 2 more songs that they never completed, and they were supposed to go into the studio in 2021 to do them. But then the pandemic screwed that up. He said once that happened, the whole project fell apart.
I wish the production on the 1987 album was better. It's very brittle, very Keith Olsen of the 80s, late 80s sound to it.
Well, in the late 80s, they were trying to do everything digitally because that was the new, better technology.
Because Mr. Spock said so. It was on the Enterprise for years.
We've had it for years.
If you remember, I mean, it was a big thing. They would put digital in big print on the front cover in the top corner.
Oh, yeah.
Now they hide it like the plague.
Yeah. It's so funny.
That was just for you, Vance.
Thanks, buddy. Always good to hear you.
Yeah, I'm thinking about you, you know?
I don't let out too much.
You like the Firm stuff, Vance?
Which one? Oh, yeah.
I never really got into the Firm. I like everything else, though.
Yeah, I was all in, too. I might do something about them soon. But, yeah, I saw the 2 tours they did. I noticed another one. They kind of fizzled out. I think they could have. I don't know why they haven't done something together since then. You know,
and the Plant, is it Plant and Krause? Allison Krause and Plant?
What about
Krause and Plant? You like that, Vince?
Oh yeah.
And I don't really like those either.
Oh, I do. I like that too. Actually, I'm gonna go see them this weekend.
Oh really?
Up in Wisconsin.
I would probably go see them live, but. I don't know. The albums are too long for me. It's like all the same sounds too long.
Yeah, it's Americana. They are, you know, yeah, they're both like double albums.
Yeah.
I like it, and I listen to it. You know, I'll pull out an album whenever it's kind of in that mood, you know, kind of laid back.
I was really excited when the first one came out because I really liked Allison Krause. But yeah, I liked it the first time I listened to it, but now when I go back, it seems like 6 or 7 songs in, you're like, oh my god, this has to end.
Yeah.
I wonder what an album with Jimmy Page and Yoko Ono would be like.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
You know, this Mo-Fi sounds good.
All the Bill Withers Mo-Fis I've gotten so far sound fantastic.
There might be a digital step, but I don't care.
Yeah. I just got one of them in. Hang on.
I just got this one.
Oh, is that the one? Okay, if that's the one that just came out, I just got that one.
Yeah, I just got it. I just got it this week. Yeah.
The Bill Withers, is it Bill Withers Live? Is really good too.
David Donnelly, how are you doing, my friend?
Yes. The reason why David says that is because I did a cover of Wrathchild as a bonus track on my Project Gemini album, and David played bass on it for me.
David, I just recorded a Sex Pistols Pretty Vacant UK 7-inch this week, so kind of thought about you when I did this.
By the way, David, we gotta talk, man. We haven't had a chat in a while, so we'll Skype soon.
We should get Dave on. We should get Dave on the stream and do like an 80s UK bands he's been associated
Dave, you
with.
should come on here sometime.
Scott did Wrathchild on his covers album too, on the Ultimatum covers album.
I guess the only disadvantage for David is
like
that
4
right now
o'clock in the morning where David's at right now.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
was gonna say. It's the only disadvantage. But he's a musician. You know?
He's a musician. It's like bedtime. It's like, it's like, yeah. It's time for your go to bed call from the hotel.
Yeah, but when I talk was through, I said, brother.
Is that your one contribution for the Iron Maiden? There is Run to the Hills. Is that it? Run to the Hills and nothing else.k. Is that it?
That's his list, 1 to 5.
That's my list. That's it, man. I just listened to Run to the Hills over and over again. I'm good.
Until you use me up.
I think Dave just came in and like typed that and passed out. So it's like, okay, yeah.
You get me in a crowd,
Yeah, I'm surprised he gets that.
When I would do those like listening hangs in the afternoon, he would always say, I should do those again now that my strike's like so yeah. I've been noticing like most of these reissues that they've been coming out with, like the Kevin Gray stuff, and I'm a firm believer that the better cabling and stuff like that is like made the clarity better, but it doesn't necessarily make everything better. But it definitely makes the clarity better than a lot of the original stuff was. Just the
I tell you what,
clear.
Lo-Fi does some great stuff. I just don't. Every once in a while, like they did with that Cars debut, they're so far off. It makes no sense to me. Especially when all the other Cars albums that they did sound fantastic.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they
did the same thing with
Lo-Fi.
Foreigner. One of the Foreigner sounds horrible, and all the rest of them sound amazing. It's weird.
You're always welcome, Dave. You want to come up now? We'll play some Visage, some Magazine, you know. Look, this is a Japanese 12-inch, by the way.
Nice.
Can't remember what this was. A promo copy. I can't remember where it's from though. Can't read it.
Okay, well, put the link up there, Patrick.
I already got it.
Okay. There's a link there, David. Just click on it.
There goes a siren that warns off the air raid. There goes the sound of the dancing midnight.
Oh, this is a US promo copy of it.
Yeah, they did a great album cover, though.
Hey, Steve, did those ones have the Listen with Nico tracks on that?
This is just Ace to High on both sides.
Oh, okay. All right.
Mine does. Mine has that phone call or whatever it is, that cassette tape with Nico. Like,
Yeah, that's a mission from Airy.
Yeah.
I have the UK one too, but I pulled that one.
Is he live or is he member X?
Whoa, it's a red screen.
Do it again.
Why am I red?
Turn the camera on, David. Do you have a camera?
Yes.
Oh, you're not on. All we see is red.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Turn it around.
Are you seeing red, David?
Yeah. Yeah.
We can hear you.
You must be mad about
David,
the
how are you
list.
doing?
I'm just trying to, it says, are you having issues? Yes, I am. Why can't I come in?
Here, I'll kick you out and you come back in.
Yeah, try it again.
All right, there you
Yeah, log out. Come back in. You guys have a favorite guitarist in Maiden?
Adrian, sorry, Dave Murray is my favorite.
Yeah, I'm a Dave Murray guy. Steve?
Yeah, it's Dave Murray.
Yeah.
Johnny Gertz.
Johnny Gertz. That guy, man, I don't know.
The ballerina?
It's fun. One of the best lines I've ever heard about him is when they were touring with Halford, you know, when they came back with the Wicker Man and all that, Brave New World. They came out and they were playing, right? And my friend beside me looked at me and he goes, "Who's that guy dancing around there?" And I go, "That's Yannick Gears." He goes, "Oh." I go, "I bet you he drives on Rob Halford's bus."
Jeez.
That's not right, dude. It's Pride Month. Come on, dude.
What? They're just best friends, maybe. Oh.
All right, here we go. David.
Oh, there we go.
Hey. Yes, there you go.
Johnny Gertz was all over the place, though, man. He
you
went
got your
from
own lighting effects, David. How cool is that? Yeah, let's get a strobe going. Here we go. So what's going on, Mr. Donley?
Well, not unlike most musicians, I've been in the studio this evening.
Okay.
Or well,
Oh,
this
nice.
morning.
What are
What
you
are you
doing?
working on these days?
I'm working on another track for Mark to mix and master.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Ah. So nothing important.
Yeah, it's,
Thanks. Yeah.
Just busting
Yes.
your balls. I mean,
It's,
you know how to do it.
it's me and Denise Weiss, and we Mark did our first single, and
Oh yeah, it was yeah. That was really
sounded
good.
brilliant.
So
Fair
is that one of the girls who did that? There's a song I saw a video with you and two other women. I think
Yeah.
it was. And is that one of them? Is Denise one of them?
No,
Okay.
that's Choose Your Weapon.
Okay.
That's Choose Your Weapon. Peaceful Cacophony is with Denise, who's a very good-looking, long blonde-haired woman.
All right. So for those that don't know you, David. So can you you have a very varied history in the music business. So I know that you have. Are you currently in Visage? Is that
In Visage.
yes?
Visage. I love that.
Well, I mean, I'm American,
USA.
and are you still in Visage?
Yes. Yeah. I'm-
And you play with Glenn Matlock from the Sex Pistols, correct?
That's correct. I hope to be seeing him in a couple of weeks.
And you also play with Midge. I'm not even trying to pronounce his name.
Midge
because you're
Urge?
probably-
Yeah.
So you play with him, or are you tech for him? I can't.
No, I was his guitar tech.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I know I'm leaving out some stuff. So
Oh, but don't forget the association with the holy people there, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, I went to a record fair on Saturday, and for £5, I found a copy of the Daphne Guinness album.
Oh, really?
On vinyl, still sealed and what have you. I mean, obviously, I got one when we finished it, but it's
Yeah.
just. And I was thinking, is that egotistical to be buying records that I'm on?
of course not.
But that was produced by Tony Visconti. That one.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
really good.
Well,
I
as
got a
long as
great
you're not
picture of
pulling a
David
Billy
Visconti.
Joel and destroying them all, I guess that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that
so what is your favorite Visage song to play?
I like the Dancer
Okay.
because it's basically one big long guitar solo. Ah, yes,
Okay,
See how
we
quick
got
I
it.
pulled that out? See how fast I could do that?
amazing.
Isn't that impressive?
So this is not Maiden, so let's get that off there.
No, it's not me.
There we go.
We're ad-libbing now, people.
Yeah, this was my moment when we played. The last thing we did was that festival in Belgium, and we were sort of co-headlining with OMD.
Here's a video of that. I think I've
Yeah.
seen that. I've seen that video. It's really nice.
Yeah. And it's
Orchestral
quite-
maneuvers in the dark. That's the Omedy. Yeah.
Yeah, we were basically co-headlining with them. Basically, we had
It's so
the same
interesting how incestuous these bands were, like Visage and like Magazine and like
Yeah.
what is it, the Armory and the Skids and
Yeah.
Big Country and like stuff. Is it all Stuart Adamson was the glue for all those? Pretty much was that how it worked?
It was who the glue? Sorry, who?
The guy from Big Country, was it Stuart Adamson? Was that him?
No, he wasn't the glue. The glue with all those is Rusty Egan,
Okay. That's
and
okay.
Rusty Egan basically formed Visage with Steve Strange. Rusty Egan was in the Rich Kids with Midge. And yeah, I'd say Rusty's probably the through line through everyone.
Yeah.
But a lot of those bands had guys that like drifted in and out of
Oh yeah. I think that the Magazine guys, I think, are only on the first and second album, Visage album. But it was really nice playing this because it's obviously Midge and John McGee guitaring it out.
How do you know Mark? What led you into the cesspool known as like Toronto and Mark Kopernicki?
A sharing of the love of Kiss.
Really?
Yes.
It's I would not have pictured you as a Kiss guy, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
But David, our next top 5 throwdown in 2 weeks is your top 5 Kiss songs of all time. So,
That's gonna be a
so
tight one.
if you can't be here, you could give Mark your list and he can present it for you.
That's
if
true,
you wish
yeah.
to participate.
Mark already said Monster is going to be his number one.
Oh yeah, the monster album is just fantastic.
I thought it was Shandy.
Shandy.
No,
Yeah.
surely it's the majority of Destroyer.
Oh, it's just.
Oh,
Yeah.
We know how much he loves Bob Ezrin. Yes.
Oh,
we know
God.
His love of Bob Ezrin is like legendary.
God.
Yes.
That album is so
Flaming
so
You.
wrong.
Come on.
Such a terrible album.
You know, all the things, at least I'm sort of happy with myself, but at least all the things I've done I remember and stuff. But I was saying about Bob Ezrin, I was with Ed Graham from The Darkness a couple of days ago, and he was talking about going into Abbey Road to do some recording, and I said that's where you recorded the Darkness Christmas song, isn't it, Abbey Road? And he went, yeah. I said, with Bob Ezrin, and I went, what was that like, having Bob Ezrin produce your track, you know? And he went, I don't really remember. and he was like, he was saying, he's so clueless in some ways. It's like he's sort of, is he a big noise? He did Alice Cooper, didn't he? I said, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And a million other things. I said, Pink Floyd.
And
The
Pink
Wall.
Floyd.
You know?
Yeah. Pink Floyd, Alice
Unbelievable.
Cooper. He did Peter Gabriel's first solo album.
Yeah.
Well, Alice Cooper doesn't remember those records for a different reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely didn't remember shit.
Yeah,
God.
so I've had so many moments with Ed, particularly to I just get cross at him for not taking up some of the opportunities. Oh, what a belter it is!
Yeah, this friend of mine in Scotland sent me like a box of like 45s, like 80 of them. This was one
Yeah.
of them, and I'd never even heard this song. So.
Did you know that this is the only song off Nevermind the Bollocks that is it's entirely written by Glenn?
Oh really? Eh?
Yeah, lyrics and music.
Interesting.
And
One of my
he
favorites
nicked-
off that album too.
He said that he nicked the main riff after hearing SOS by ABBA.
Nice.
ABBA's responsible for punk rock, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know, this was well produced for punk stuff. This was a very well produced
Well,
album. you
Chris
know.
Thomas, who'd done like Roxy Music and Dark Side of the Moon. He
Didn't
was on
Bill
the-
Price also engineer this?
Bill Price as well, yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. He did Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion.
Yeah.
Was Pretty Vacant the song they had to put the sticker over?
They had to what?
Oh,
What's
submission.
Oh, is that what? Okay.
They have to put a sticker on.
Yeah, because they put the wrong track or something on the first
Yeah.
pressing, so they put a sticker over it.
I think that was submission.
But what David isn't telling you though is that David's also a huge Marillion guy too. He actually sent me a whole bunch of like 12-inch stuff, which I'm very happy to have in my collection now. Thank you,
We
David.
did a 20-minute version of Grendel over here.
That's another one there, Mark. When did those reissues come out? Like 2020, 2021, the box sets?
Yeah, I just got a couple of them now.
Well, I got the box sets. I still haven't opened them. I bought them. I pre-ordered them, bought them when they came out, and they're still sealed.
I love Marillion. I mean, like Market Square Heroes. All the
Like, I got-
12-inch singles in there. Is so
I got the LP box.
Oh, okay. I got the CD ones. I got lots of Seasons End, and I got Holidays in Eden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how Marillion puts like non-album tracks on their 12-inch singles.
These things are great.
So
I mean,
it makes it worth it, you know.
because the Blu-rays on here, they have like live concerts from like Rockfest
Yeah.
in Germany and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, their singles
really
are almost
good.
albums by themselves. I love the way they do that.
Oh yeah.
Because the only way we differ on Marillion is that I'm basically from
All right,
Steve
David, give me a
Hogarth
magazine song to
onwards.
play. That people might
Yeah,
might
yeah.
like. Give me a magazine song, David.
Because You're Frightened.
Hopefully I have that.
Porcupine Tree's like that too. Their singles and their EPs are whole albums by themselves.
Yeah.
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 I do
It's
have
so
that.
cool when bands do that.
Yeah, David, you sent me one of those Steven Wilson 10-inch releases there.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
But you know Nick Beggs, David?
Yeah, I've met him a few times because I did work for Stephen Wilson. I did some stuff with Stephen Wilson, you know.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. So he seems like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Doesn't like to wear a kilt and like no underwear apparently, but I mean.
Indeed, and he plays the Chapman stick.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
people
that's
go, oh, Kaja Goo Goo, you know, but man, that guy can play, you know.
Yeah.
Even Wilson's another guy. I don't know how he has enough time to have a life at all with all the stuff that he does. It seems like he's always got like 7 projects going.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself.
Okay, David, I gotta ask you this because maybe you might know. I've always been wondering about this. What's the deal with Steven not wearing shoes on stage? Like, doesn't he ever get scared he's gonna like step on some glass or something and like fuck up his foot?
No, well, the stage is always adequately brushed by a roadie. No, it's just that sort of grounding thing, I guess. Feeling the vibrations. I don't know. I'm sure I've never asked him, but I'm guessing from knowing him as I did, which you know I don't know him well. I was only part of Burning Shed for about 4 years, I suppose. And but yeah, from what I know of him, sort of thing, I can imagine
you're asking to get kicked.
You know, it's just that grounding thing, I reckon.
Yeah.
The one that cracked me up doing that was Henry Rollins, because they were throwing glass on stage and he was up there with no shoes on. It's Black Flag shows. No shirt, no shoes, jumping in the crowd, fighting. That dude, just crazy.
I mean, even I've had some scary festival moments on stage. Fucking Pink Pop in Holland was a nightmare.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah. I remember looking across to the other side of the stage where our bass player was, and I just, out of the lights, I just saw a wine bottle come flying towards him. and luckily he sidestepped it.
Wine bottle.
So I was talking about that Mike Watts show where he got booed off stage. That same show, Les Claypool came out with that $20,000 bass, and somebody threw a bottle and hit the bass, and he stopped the show dead. He's like, if another fucking bottle comes near me, it's over.
Moonshine was a great song. I like Moonshine a lot.
Yeah, I would be pissed too, man.
Somebody threw a coin at me in Spain, in this festival in Spain, and it just chipped the paint of my guitar.
Oh man!
And I was thinking, I mean, that really annoyed me. But I was thinking, God, if that had hit the back of my hand, it would have gone in.
Yeah. I don't know what some people are thinking. I mean, they just paid hundreds, or maybe not hundreds of dollars, but they paid money to go see a concert.
You're gonna injure a guy so the concert ends early.
Yeah, exactly. So that the concert doesn't even happen.
I mean, the trouble is though, the trouble with festivals, although I love them, is that they're not your audience.
Yeah.
You've got to win them over because they're not there to see you. I mean, I've never headlined a festival. I think the furthest up the bill is third from last. I think is the best I've done until then. So it's just not your audience. And but what gets me is don't throw something at the people. Just there's so much to do at a festival. Go and get a burger. Go to another 10. But it's like it's not our fault that you don't like us. We got booked.
But don't you not want to be the last band? Don't you want to be like the second or third last of the band on that bill?
Oh yeah.
By the last band, the people have been there for like 12 hours. They're like burned out. They're leaving. They're going.
A lot of the festivals they were doing before, though, like they would do a festival with all New Romantics bands. That would make more sense than the way they mix up bands the way they do now. Well, because the festivals here in Atlanta are all like that. You'll have heavy metal, you'll have rock, you'll have country, you'll have pop, all at the same festival, and half the crowd's pissed off for half the show because they don't like who's on the stage.
Yeah.
No, that festival in Belgium was very much like that. Yeah. It was very much like that because obviously we had, like I say, we headlined the Saturday with OMD. And then I think that the following day was Human League. Midge was on, so Midge was on Friday. And I mean, it's definitely an 80s thing. Propaganda were there, and Koshin. It was like you knew everybody on the bill. Paul Young was there.
I love Paul Young.
Yeah. He's good. He's another one of rock's nice guys. You know.
The nice guy.
He had a period where he had like 3 or 4 songs that were just so huge, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to try and put my
Playhouse
lights on.
around.
Every time you go away, that one. I don't know that one.
I can't stand the festivals here in Atlanta because of that, though. It's such. Like they had Alice Cooper headlining, and it was all pop acts before him, and it made no sense.
Yeah. I don't know why they do. I mean,
that's how Lollapalooza, they had Billy Strings in front of Metallica. Total
bluegrass and then Metallica.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And some like pop band before him, so it was really weird. It was exciting for Billy Strings because he was like, "Hey, I'm actually gonna be able to see Metallica now." But yeah, the festivals are getting really off the way they're focused.
I'd be interested in seeing Billy Strings. He's a pretty crazy guitar player.
Oh, he was great. I'm not saying that. You know, I had no problem.
I think actually I happen to have right there.
God, I love these Marillion 12-inch singles, man. They're so
yeah, they're
good.
awesome. I think me and you started collecting them at the same time, Patrick. When you were collecting them, I was collecting a whole bunch of them too.
That guy sent me all of them, you know, and I recorded them and sent them back. And I said, you know what, man, I need to get these for myself. You know, I want to have these. You know, the artwork is so good, and the beat, the beat tracks, and the B-sides are just.
I'm actually sat next to my 7 inches.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Hold on, we'll make that big. Those are all 7-inch singles?
Yeah.
Are they alphabetical?
Awesome. Yeah.
Or by genre?
No, they're alphabetical.
And what's your best 7-inch single in that whole collection there, Dave?
Oh gosh. Let me have a think.
Not your most valuable.
No. Well,
the one that means the most to you.
Okay, this is going to be really obvious, and
or, you know, something that
this will make Mark laugh.
Yeah. I got one of those. Yeah. That's David's single.
Oh, there you go.
But seriously,
that's a great single.
But honestly, I'm not just advertising it. It's like why this is the best thing is because it's just always my ambition to do a single that was like the singles that used to get me excited when I was a kid. Was like a coloured vinyl. So it's like I did it in clear, like crystal clear.
So can you still get that?
Yes. Yeah.
It's through Plain Groovy, I think.
Yeah, well, it's through. There's the Venus Reaction Bandcamp now.
Oh yeah, okay.
And
send Mark a link, and we'll post it, and we'll get those things sold out for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's got Ed Graham from The Darkness on drums, and it's got Glenn Matlock on bass.
I wish they would do another album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Send Mark a link, and I'll buy one.
Yeah, hang on, I'll find it right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do have it on Bandcamp now, right, David?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, I'll get it. Venus Reaction.
I was saying how you used to come when I did those listening hangs in the afternoon because it was early for you. But I got a YouTube strike, so now I can start doing. But it went away, so now I can start doing those again. That was a lot of fun. I just enjoyed when you would come in and tell stories about the bands I was playing. So.
Okay, so there's the link for.
I got it up now. There we go. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Anybody in the Peanut Gallery who are checking this out, I highly suggest that you go to that link and check it out. It's really, really, really good. I mean, I remember this is one of the first things I got introduced to David when he did an interview with Julian Gill at the Kiss FAQ podcast.
Yeah, that's
and then
right.
Julian recommended it, so I checked it out and got it. And then then Julian said, "I think you should start talking to David. I think you and him would get along really well." And then ever since then, we've been best friends. Right?
But then, and again, like I said to you, I couldn't. The sound of your own stuff was amazing. Just the separation, the separation in your mixes, and
he does a good job. It's amazing.
Oh, it's fantastic sound.
Okay, I bought mine.
Thanks, dude. There you go. Another one sold, David.
There we are. Another This is my old pal Keith. We lost Keith Levine. I do. He was crazy, but he was good crazy.
This is not one of those 12-inch singles my friend from Scotland sent me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna miss Keith, you know.
It took me forever to get this band. I just didn't get them when they came out in the 80s, man. It made no sense to me.
I have that metal canister, like
Yeah.
the circular one.
I've got the CD version of that floating around here somewhere.
I've got an original one next door in the other room.
I actually have an original one too. It's like, but the metal container is like really kind of patinaed out now, man.
It's absolutely impossible to stop it rusting and stuff unless you vacuum packed it on the day you bought it. Really.
The records are in great shape though.
You're right about Phil, though.
That's pretty good.
Mother has demonetized her.
Not only were you disowned, you were demonetized at the same time. That's
Thank you,
sad.
Klaatu Bar, for supporting David there. You got another one that's sold there.
Wonderful.
So, David, do you find, and Mark as well? I mean, Mark, I know you have multiple projects. Do you guys find that you have to have multiple projects these days in the music business, or else you're just kind of, at a loss?
Well, I mean, go ahead, David. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, yeah, I do. To make a living now, yeah. I used to just go on tour and then play on something, and it was really easy. That was before. It was the double whammy in this country of COVID and then Brexit.
Yeah.
And as a country, we just shot ourselves in the foot. I don't know why they did it. I didn't vote for it, but unbelievable. I'm not a political guy, but that was just such an own goal. That was just ridiculous.
But you did a lot of session work, right? You were a session guy, right?
Yeah, and like I do with Mark, people can send me the track minus the instrument they want me to play, and I'll play it, and then I send them the track back.
Yeah, but that's not the same as like actually going into a studio with a band.
I would love to do that with Mark. I'd love to be in the same room with him when we're doing our stuff, but we have to go for the next best thing, and
Well, David, I don't mean to burst your bubble though, but I mean I'm kind of in the same room with Mark like 3 times a week, and it's really not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. So.
But even some of the really big bands are doing that. Like I'm friends with a guitar player from Seether I've mentioned. They'll go to the studio in Nashville. They're never there together. One will go in 1 week, and then another week the guitar player will go in, and then they'll come and track the drums after. I mean, it's
Hey, Anthony.
if you've got the choice, it's better to hunker down together. I think
Yeah.
But I hear people tell me, like digital's bad, all these audio. I mean, I'm in the vinyl community, and I'm big on, I like all analog and stuff. I mean, like you touched on earlier, Mark's stuff sounds so good, and for what he does, in his home, I mean, it sounds amazing. So when everyone says, "Oh, digital can't sound good," I'm like going, "Well,
I tell you what, modern Pro Tools changed me, because I remember when Pro Tools first came out, a Pro Tools system would have cost you $100,000 back in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean, now with a computer program and a couple of add-ons, I mean, it's amazing what you can do.
But I do honestly think it's the ears as well. It's the ears that are listening to it and stuff, because I've got my own studio, and I've done some good stuff in there, but I can't do what Mark does, and that's why I send it to him.
Yeah, Mark has some of the best digital sounding recordings I've ever heard. I mean, I've got Blue Oyster Cult's album from a couple years ago that everybody raved on. I thought that sounded horrible. Mark could teach them a thing or two about how to make a record.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it doesn't sound like. If it doesn't sound like a digital recording, that's a win for me.
Yeah, absolutely. They always sound really warm and and fat and big.
And I'm impressed with who he has press his records. Those guys do a great job, man.
Yeah.
And they're inexpensive. They're super cheap.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Some of those labels are so bad, though. Scott's doing all that stuff for Metal Blade right now.
Yeah.
And he's had like 5 or 6 other labels call him about doing their artwork for him, because he's real good at taking the CDs and blowing them up into an LP and making them look really good. And he doesn't charge much. It's only a few $100. They refuse to pay it.
Really?
They're
Eh?
doing 50,000 pressings, and they refuse to pay a few $100 for him to fix the artwork.
That's ridiculous. He does such a good job, that guy.
Oh, dude, yeah. But it's insane how the labels work, you know. And they're the same way with remixes. So Rob's doing all those remixes for Metal Blade, and they love it.
And you know, Metal Blade's now making money. You know, they make money now.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're
Well, but the other labels called. I mean, he charges again. It's less than $500 to remaster a CD from the '80s, and they won't pay it. You know, they want their in-house guy that makes almost nothing. You know, that they've been going through for years to redo it, and they get the same exact sound they've got for the last 10 years.
So, David, did you ever do anything or cross paths with Desmond Decker at all?
No, I haven't. That's not an area of music that I've sort of inhabited, much as I like it. I do like Perubu. Perubu is the kind of thing that you play when you're a teenager, deliberately to annoy your parents and to make them say, because everyone has to have a band that makes their sister or their mum go, "What is this?"
For me, it was Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. So, I mean, no,
really?
like Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath was like the one for my parents hated that record, the cover, everything.
Really?
Seen enough to eye you, but I've seen too much to try you. It's always weirdness why you dig it much too much to fry you.
Scott, do you jab Panther?
Nice. I didn't know he did that. I love Jag Panzer. They're great, man.
Is that like is that Joey Tofola's band?
Jag Panzer?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that it has what's his name in there? Fuck. He's not
Black
his name.
Panther had 2 eras in the '80s. Yeah, the current lineup, they're like
Yeah. It's
It's a
Joey
totally
Tofola's
different
band.
sound.
Joey Tofola went on to be like a shrapnel guitar guy.
Yeah, I got into them early, like Mechanized Warfare era.
Yeah, if you like their '80s stuff, you probably I can't get into their newer stuff at all.
Post that link to David's Bandcamp. Maybe we could go shoot him just dropped in. So.
Yeah, thanks for doing that, Patrick.
Sorry, what was that?
Anytime.
Oh, by the way, Mark,
Yeah,
you know you said you were going to send me a copy of the last album.
yeah.
It hasn't arrived.
It hasn't arrived.
No.
You know what,
Oh,
Mark? You told me you were going to send me a copy of the last album. It's not right either.
Well, I'm only on the 3rd one. That's book 3 still.
I
You didn't get book 3.
No.
No? Okay, well I'll send you another one tomorrow then, okay? 'Cause I sent it. I don't know why you wouldn't have got it, but
The one that's root beer coloured.
yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't get one? Okay. I'll send you one tomorrow.
Are you gonna do the current one in vinyl?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Did we have a list of things that had to be in the dead wax for the next one?
Yeah, the next before I do that, I will actually email you, Patrick, and I will confer with you on that.
Yes, Rest in Piss has to be in there somewhere.
Okay, that one I'll put in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this
Rest in-
record. Okay.
Rest in Piss has to be on the.
That's the newest one. I just got these CDs, like, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm buying that because I'm always up for buying the ones I'm not on. You know.
Yeah, so that actually, I think you're in the file that's going out on tomorrow. Yeah, I packed up a bunch of them already.
Yeah. No,
So you know what? I'll pack up the vinyl and I'll send that with it to you then.
So are you gonna do that one on vinyl too, though?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I've got all the CDs as well as the vinyl. I just think they're just brilliant designs, and it's my kind of thing, you know. It just is.
Ed, the new album, the pressing of it. I'm gonna put out a video and I'll let you guys know when I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna probably start the pre-order in about a week or two. And then I talked to the guy, the Train Records guy actually came to my house when I had that issue with this, right? And he told me that it's not nearly as long a wait now for the vinyl, which is a good sign.
Who is it? Who's the guy that annoyed everybody after the oh my god, after all the MoFi stuff came out, bands, who was that annoyed everybody?
Dr. Trevor?
Yeah, Trevor. Trevor just talked about that yesterday. Art. He said that now that there's so many record labels or present plants opening up, a lot of the big labels they're pressing faster than the jackets can be made now.
Yeah.
They hold up the jackets because there's still only a couple companies that make the jackets, and now there's a shitload of companies pressing records. That's the new hold up.
Yeah, I believe it, because even when I was getting even my stuff done, I had to wait a fucking long time to get my jackets. It took forever, you know? Yeah, Anthony, don't worry. I got a copy of the CD for you too, so I'll send it over to you.
It's amazing to think that when I did that single, it took 3 weeks to turn it around.
Yeah, could you imagine 3 weeks, eh? The last one, this last record, Book 3 there, it took almost a year to wait for it. It was unbelievable.
So one of the labels that Scott's, or one of the bands that Scott's doing, they're doing 4 singles, and then they're doing an LP with all the singles on the LP. They pre-ordered the LPs to get pressed before they did the singles, and all the singles have come out faster than the actual LPs.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, they're not using the singles presses as much as they're using the 12-inch presses,
Exactly. Well, he told me at Train Records there that right now they have 2 sets. They have the manual presses and the automatics. And the manual ones are doing all the splatter vinyl and all those custom, vinyls. And all the ones that are like black or like translucent are done on the automatic machines. So if you want a splatter, it takes like forever, like 7-8 months. But if you do a solid color or a translucent, they said it's way less. It's like almost under 5 months now. Yeah. So that's a big improvement.
Well, the splatter's a lot more work too, because I have to take the pucks manually put the stuff on both ends of them, and then
such a pain in the ass,
Yeah, but do you think is it just one of those things that everyone's got a different opinion as to what colors might be better quality or not?
Oh God, colors.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've heard so many different opinions on it, but I don't
buy any of it.
I've never heard any color that's consistently better or worse.
I've got black that sounds like shit. I've got colored stuff that sounds like shit.
Exactly.
I've got clarity vinyl that sounds like shit.
Oh yeah, the clarity vinyl drives me nuts.
I'm sure you all are aware of this, but Mark gave the sort of people that were going to get the album just a fun little sort of do you want to vote for the color sort of thing, and it immediately turned into a bit of a bun fight, didn't it?
Yeah. I know guys that'll fight to the death saying that black is the only way to listen. Everything else sounds like shit. They're crazy.
We argued about Iron Maiden's best songs. Well, people argue about anything. Are you kidding?
It was crazy. I tell you, the reason I went for clear, because I said, oh, clear, crystal clear would be fantastic. And someone just hopped on and just had a go at me about it, and it's like, well, I don't mind if you're not. I didn't realize it was that important. But
no kidding.
But they were saying, clear vinyl's really shit and what have you. But
I've heard that too. One of my favorite albums is on clear vinyl, and it sounds amazing. The only thing I don't like about clear vinyl is it's hard to tell if like when you buy it used,
you can't tell where the scratches are.
Yeah.
Okay, is the scratch?
That's the only thing I don't like about the crystal clear vinyl that it's hard to tell.
And you can't read the runout groove. Like, what is the matrix number? Because they overlap. Like,
but the sort of teenage reason I did mine in that color was because of the Ultravox singles.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Oh, that looks great.
I thought they were fantastic, and they sound
but clear has a different connotation depending on the pressing plant. Because I've seen clear that's not really clear. It's almost kind of like creamy color.
Yeah.
Clear.
Or milky, that sort of milky.
Yeah, and they call that clear. So yeah, there's no standard.
Yeah.
That's why I specified, crystal clear is what I want.
So David, who were your idols when you were growing up? I'm gonna guess Mick Ronson was somewhere in that pantheon.
No, I missed him, but I was well into the guy that was inspired by Mick Ronson, which was Steve Jones.
Okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then I basically once I'd learned to play Nevermind the Bollocks, I was happy, and I didn't really I didn't get much better at guitar for ages because I was just happy with what I'd managed,
But you also played bass, right?
Yeah, and drums.
And drums, yeah.
Anything to just not have a normal job.
I get it.
Yeah.
And because if one person doesn't need me, someone else might on a different instrument. I did a festival once where I played 3 times on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as in with different bands on different instruments. I thought at the time, I wonder if anyone else has ever done this.
I think the craziest
band,
I saw.
What's the worst band you've had to play for that you weren't an original member of?
Sham 69, I think.
Sham 69. It's funny because whenever you mention that band, I keep thinking of Trevor Rabin, because they did an interview with him back in the 90125 days, and they asked him about Sham 69. And he said they were dreadful.
Yeah.
I think John's a big fan of Sham 69.
I like them, but their audiences are terrifying for a start.
Oh, really? Maybe that's why he didn't like them. Maybe he was in the audience or something.
Our artists do them back to back. I saw Zach Wilde do a 2-hour Black Label Society set, and then he did like a 2.5-hour Ozzy set right after that.
Wow!
I don't know how he was up there for 5 hours, non-stop playing.
What state with his fingers? Jesus,
oh man! Well, and then he's singing too, because he sings the whole Black Label, and then he does backing vocals for Ozzy too. So
wow, yeah.
I don't know how he did, and he did the tour that way, so I don't know how he did it.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that. I mean, there was a time where Robert Smith was in The Cure and Susie and the Banshees, and I remember because I was around at that time, socially with them. I just remember that like the poor bloke was he had no time for anything else. It was just one or the other. I mean, that's why he left Susie and the Banshees,
You know that guy, don't you? That Robert Smith.
Yeah. Since I was since 1981. Yeah.
Our buddy John
John's watching him right
now at a Cure concert.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And Anthony just saw them too in Toronto
Boston.
here.
Although I must say, it was a bit sad that when Andy Anderson died, the drummer for The Cure, he did things like Love Cats, Caterpillar, that sort of era, and he was a really good friend of mine, and when he died, I collected the Order of Service, and I got one for Robert, and I sent it to Robert's kind of home that I thought he had, but he wasn't. It's not that he wasn't there. It was his parents' home, and I found out that both his parents had passed away.
Oh.
And I wanted to, so I started trying to ring to get in touch with him, to see if I could just give him this Andy's, Order of Service. And it's just that horrible realization at how fucking massive The Cure are now.
So for those who don't know, what is Order of Service?
It's the funeral service thing. It had a really nice picture of Andy on the front, and it had the things that we're going to be listening to, and I just thought,
we're not proper like you people over in England, so we just have like a schedule or
Yeah, but it was it was just that weird thing of like 1 minute I felt like it was 1 minute we were down the pub just talking and chatting and being in small rehearsal rooms and stuff. And then when I tried to get in touch with Robert just to get a message to him, I'd like that, that if I could come to the Wembley show or whatever and just see him afterwards. And it was absolutely impossible because everyone will try some way of getting in touch. And I realised because I hadn't got the number that he used to have, and I hadn't got the address that he used to have, I probably
you're now just one of those guys that wants to like hang out.
Yeah, I probably won't ever see him again, which is sad, you know, and it's because he's just too famous to get to.
Yeah.
And that's a shame. That is a shame. I mean, I'm still in touch with Lol Tolhurst, so maybe, you know.
So who's the bass player that's kind of been in and out of the band? The guy is that who?
Simon Gallup.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Simon Gallup.
I like what he did with the tickets here in the U.S. because they were scalping all the tickets.
Yeah.
He made them send back all the scalp tickets, refunded them, and said if you scalp them again, you know, he wasn't messing around. And now he's doing 2 shows here in Atlanta. When he originally announced the first show, it sold out in minutes.
Yeah.
Since he did that, now you can still get tickets now a week before the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came through Chicago last weekend.
Well, I think they deserve it, but I never, when I first met them and I went to the first gigs and stuff, I never thought in a million years they'd be playing like Dodger Stadium and.
So Platubar is a record executive. I'll put it at that. He works for a record label. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
He's been around the block many times.
Bloody hell! It's 10 to 5 in the morning.
Yeah, really late.
Do you have like people that call you and say go to bed? Do you have like a go to bed call, not a wake up call, a go to bed call?
No, I sometimes get a text from someone saying, "Why are you on the internet?"
Seriously, Joe Walsh back in his partying days, he literally would have a go to bed call, not a wake up call. The hotel would call and say, "All right, Mr. Walsh, you need to go to bed now.
Right.
It's time for you to go to bed." You know?
Yeah.
The only hesitation I have about seeing the Cure is I love their early stuff, and it seems like every time I see a set list, it's always the later, more popular stuff, which I get. I get that. But
yeah,
I love to see some of this stuff from like 17 Seconds or, you know.
Yeah. I mean, the Pornography album's my favourite. And
that's a fantastic album.
That's I'm just going to go and get something. You'll like this.
All right.
I saw him in that Disintegration tour. It's the only time I saw him, but I love that album. So.
Yeah, that's the album
that.
they really blew up with was Disintegration, wasn't it?
Yeah. Pretty much right after, or Just Like Heaven with Kiss Me, but kind of hit that mainstream. His Head to the Door still had alternative hits on it, playing like college radio stuff. But yeah, when Disintegration came out with like Love Song and all that, Pictures of You, started hitting the mainstream rock station.
Damn, Mark.
Waiting for that one.
We haven't checked the poll lately. What's the poll say?
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
So there's the cover of the Pornography album.
Pornography, yeah.
Hang on,
Oh, there you go.
And the back. And this is Robert's shirt from the album.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Okay, the poll is
That's cool. I like that.
Very
currently
cool.
34% Wrath Child America, 32% were crap. So yeah, it's close.
Hayes is another one I love, and I've never heard him do anything live off of Faith.
You've never heard this one live on stage?
I haven't heard him do this live.
Oh, right, they have done it a few times.
Have they?
Yeah, they have done it a few times. Yeah.
That's a good song.
That's it. You know, do you remember the video to this?
Yeah.
Well,
No, I don't.
basically, the rest of them are dressed up in cat suits with a big fat furry cats and stuff like that. And Lol Tolhurst decided it was getting too hot in there, and it's about 4 o'clock in the morning. So he came out of this old Victorian house and walked down the steps in the cat suit, and he walked out onto the pavement, and there was this Rastafarian guy walking past, and he said that it just completely freaked him out. The guy must have had too much weed or something, and it's like he just sees this black and white cat come out of this house.
Can you imagine that?
So you got any tours going on, David? Gonna do any live gigs you're gonna be playing with anybody lately?
Not live, no. That's the thing. I've had to sort of really just survive on the studio stuff. I'm hoping Visage going to do some more bits and pieces. Ben Matlock's doing his. He's got a different sort of band at the moment. It's his latest album. It's just under the name Glenn Matlock. I'm in Glenn Matlock and the Philistines. It's a sort of rock band.
Yeah.
You know, and that's me, James Stevenson from Generation X, Emo Jezebel, guitarist guy. And
but I mean, here in the U.S., man, bands are like over touring. So is it not that way in the U.K. right now?
which band?
I mean, bands here are like over. I mean, like touring. Everybody's playing out right now. I mean, there's like
everybody's making up for the 3 years of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Well, I just basically got my head down and started doing more studio stuff, and I've done whatever I have to do. I mean, the last audio job I did was it's this guy who's a best-selling author in the UK, and he wanted to record the audio book of his book. And so I've just recorded a guy sat on a stool reading an 8-hour book.
Oh, so you engineered? So you basically engineered his audio book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey, that's a good market to get into. Those are getting popular. With the apps and stuff.
But it's the editing. It's the editing when they fumble on a word or something. It's just. I mean, Mark will know. It's just.
Oh yeah.
So bad. But
But it's just a digital file now. You can cut and paste that shit as opposed to tape where you gotta like fucking splice it, and fucking line it up, and
But I'll have a crack at anything really. I've got a friend who's an adult actress, and I did the music for a few DVDs that she was involved in.
Your DVDs, huh?
we call that film scoring, David. We call that film scoring. It's called film scoring. You scored a couple of films. Yeah.
No, but this was just for this was the music for the menu.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what part of the movie it's in. You scored a movie, and, so it makes it sound so much better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sure Trevor Regan has done a few of
better
those.
than you scored a menu.
Scored a menu, But it's well paid.
Exactly. That's the thing, right?
I had a friend that was a voice actress when I lived in Phoenix, and she made a lot of money doing the ebooks, or not the ebooks, what do they call them?
Kindle?
What is it?
Is it a Kindle?
Kindle.
No, what do they call it when you do the voiceovers for the books and stuff?
Audiobooks or whatever?
Audiobooks, thank you. I couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
She did audiobooks for years. That's where she made most of her money, but now they want the authors to do the audiobooks. So
well,
I don't know. You're
Some
not
of
getting.
the authors you don't want to have do the audiobook.
Well, and that's a problem. She said, that's all she did professionally, so she made very few mistakes. You know what I mean? And now they get these authors in that have never done any kind of recording before.
Although, I heard Paul
work.
Stanley's book, and I heard Keith Richards' books, and those were good, to have those. I mean, Keith Richards was Johnny Depp doing his book.
Gene Simmons' book is like, oh god, when he does it.
Yeah.
But Paul Stanley's was good.
But I really enjoyed. I like Peter Hooks. Peter Hooks was really good for Joy Division and New Order. That was really good.
Don't mention.
Oh, you missed the Joy Division earlier.
People got so triggered when I played a Joy Division song tonight. They
Whoa,
were so
man.
mad. Yes.
Why?
They got so triggered.
I'm not a big Joy Division fan.
Joy Division didn't blow up wasn't big in the U.S.
Usually Sunday is kind of like the hard rock metal stream for me, and so I played a Joy Division song and people were not happy.
I personally,
Not happy
I love the first Joy Division album, but man, people were so mad when he played that.
But depends what track. I mean, if you play Disorder, that's pretty fucking heavy. I've got a brilliant Peter Hook story if you want to hear it.
Yes.
It involves my sister, who's not the hippest woman in the world, and I think she likes Bon Jovi and stuff, but that's she doesn't really know who's who and what have you. But she came backstage to see me at a festival, and we were on the same bill with Pete Hook. And I'd basically gone walking around somewhere, and she's got a pass, so she was backstage. And I came back from my little walk around to see that my sister was in conversation with Peter Hook, standing by the artist's toilets, you know. And I thought, oh, that's cool. And then she spotted that I was there, and she sort of broke off whatever she was saying and said goodbye to him, obviously, and then started to walk towards me. And when she got to me, I said, wow, so what do you reckon to that then? And she went, to what? And I said, you were just talking to... I said,
No clue.
Just talking to Peter Hook. And she goes, who's
Peter Hook?
And I said, it's the bass player from Joy Division and New Order. I said, he's one of the most probably influential bass players of modern pop music, you know? And she went, oh my God. And I went, what? She said, I thought he was cleaning the toilets. I just told him how nice and clean they were.
That's awesome.
She was really impressed that, you know.
She was impressed by how cleanly the toilets could be.
Yeah, and she thought
That's
he was
hilarious.
responsible.
Your sister told Peter Hook he was a janitor. How
Yeah, basically,
yes. You're a
Yeah.
custodian, yes. Cleaning porta potties, yes.
Because I suppose, you know, when he's just wandering
Clean
around,
up aisle stall 2.
you know.
Peter Hook, aisle 3. Peter Hook, aisle 3.
Oh, that was a beautiful moment. That's hilarious.
I guess you weren't invited on the next New Order tour, were you?
I actually, at the end of that gig, Peter Hook got me up to play Love Will Tear Us Apart with him.
Oh, really?
That was really cool. There's the
The
last
Joy
song of the
Division
night.
version or the New Order version?
Oh, the Joy Division version. Yeah.
What about who do you think does that better, Paul Young or?
I do think that Peter Hook and the Light have nailed that sort of modern Joy Division, but how they would sound if they were still together, sort of thing, you know.
Do you have an Ideal for Living in your 7-inch collection there?
No, I wish. No,
Man,
I
that's like my number one wish right there. I've got a bootleg that sounds amazing, but I would love
What
it.
is it?
What's that?
Which one?
An Ideal for Living. The one with the little Nazi youth kid on the cover beating the drum.
Yeah, it was one of those sort of, they folded the sleeves themselves and, you know, all that.
Such a great 7-inch.
I'll tell you who has got one though. Lowell Tolhurst's got one, because I remember sitting in his flat looking through his records, and I remember seeing that in there.
Some of those bootlegs, it's hard to tell though, because I've seen an original that they wanted like $8,000 for, and the bootleg that I bought looks exactly like it. I mean, they use the thin paper and it's folded just like the originals were.
Yeah.
Which is scary, you know, because that means some people have bought $2,000 bootlegs.
Oh, well, it's like it's you know, what I wish is there was a bit more. I wish that, I know it sounds like it's an oxymoron, but I wish there was a bit more honesty in the bootlegging world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
you know what I wish? I wish that people that had those 7 inches would send me one so I could record it and make a digital copy of it, and everyone could have it. So,
well, I would say a lot of the people that didn't like the song that you played earlier would like the first EP, because it's a different sound than their actual albums were.
Much harder.
It was more of a punk album than the two albums were.
Yeah. Yeah, but I sometimes wonder about people who discover The Cure now, what they must think of Three Imaginary Boys, because that's nothing like anything else, any of their albums.
Well, and they changed their sound, 2 or 3 times throughout their career.
Yeah, but I'd say from 17 Seconds onwards, there's a flow through, but there's nothing that connects that to the first album at all. Dee-dee. Dee-dee. Dee-dee.
Oh man,
this single's like $100, man. This German like Forest 12-inch single.
Yeah, I've got it. I've got it round the corner.
You probably could have bought it for $2 or $3 15 years ago.
Yeah, bye, Ed. Thank you.
See you, Mr. Ed Lockenbucher.
Yeah, have a good one, Ed.
Oh, man.
This is my
they're
favorite version of
not
Love Will Tear Us
these
Apart.
days.
I love this
Yeah.
one.
But on that glorious note, I have to say that it has hit 5 a.m. and I'm in the studio tomorrow with Ed Graham at 12 o'clock midday.
It was
Yeah, I
great
gotta
to
head
have
off
you,
too
David.
soon.
You're welcome
Yeah, have a good
anytime.
night, David.
And think about that top 5 Kiss songs and send it to Mark if you can't be here in person in 2 weeks. So,
Yeah.
so yes.
And we'll
Top
chat
5
too,
Kiss
David.
songs, all versions.
All right, buddy. Nice to see you all. Good to
All
see
right,
you.
man.
Yeah, have
Take
a good
care,
night.
David.
Or have a good
Good
morning.
night, David.
Bye bye.
Remember, support Phoenix Reaction on Bandcamp.
Yes.
I ordered one too.
Yeah, I picked one up.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
can't believe
guys.
how cheap the shipping is from the UK. The shipping in UK has been crazy lately.
Yeah, for 45s especially.
Yeah, it was only
Well,
like
we
five-
went
it
a
was
little
only
bit
like
longer
£5.
tonight, but I think it was well worth it having a guy like David Donnelly from. If it's 4 o'clock in the morning and he's willing to come up, who are we to say no? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Great effort by him. He's a great guy.
I
like
didn't
him
know
a
that
lot.
Pizzazz was still around.
And thanks, guys, for supporting his single. That was cool.
That's what we do here.
Yes.
All right, people. I will. Oh, wow. We'll be here Tuesday. I think we're going to do songs of 1970, which was postponed from last week. So,
All right.
so I mean, I have a lot of the list, but please feel free, Mark and Vance, to send me, your list again.
What was the final result of the
Oh, the poll.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was it?
that we sucked?
Oh, I think we were in second place for sucking, but I could be wrong. Let me see.
I'll send you my list for Tuesday, but I'm not sure if I'll be here.
Yeah. So I'm going to end the poll right now. The final poll numbers are. Who the hell's the poll numbers? I can't see it now that I ended it. Oh, here we go. Oh, tie. There's a tie. Wrathchild America and Wrathchild and Your List is Crap is tied at 32%.
Well, there you go.
And then the Trooper 21%, Ace is high at 13%. So
What shows are you doing this week, Vance?
It's the Willie Nelson, Alison Krauss
wow.
Plant show. That's on Saturday. But Tuesday night, I'm going to go see that. There's a film about hypnosis. Record,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go see that.
That's amazing. Willie just turned, what, 91 or 92?
yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
It's amazing that he's still touring, man. That's insane.
Yeah, so he's, that's Saturday.
There's Bit Bop Boom. Hey, John. Yes, Wrathchild was our number one. I had to force the crowbar our way into it. It was the only Diano era song that made the top 5.
I don't know. That was we all kind of agreed on that one, didn't we?
Yeah, we
you guys
agreed
would-
on that.
You guys would not give me Murderers in the Room Wars. You guys suck. So,
There
sorry.
you go.
I love that song, but yeah, no, not top 5.
Yeah, it's top 5 for me and Mr. Bit Bop Boom. So yeah. How was the cure, John? You back home?
It's like midnight out there, probably.
Yeah, it's 12:05.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing here. I wanted to go see them, but they're playing the night after we get back from the Tampa Bay show to see the Misfits. And after driving, I'm not going to want to go
Yeah.
deal with another big show like that.
Yeah, and that's kind of a, you got to be ready for the Cure show. It's not like
Hey, John, man, I'm sorry, John, but I blame you for not being here as to why Murders in the Rue Morgue did not, and Paul Giano did not get more representation in the top 5.
Christ's
So,
sake.
I can't let it go.
Oh, for fuck's sake, this guy, Jesus Christ.
If this was like Pearl Jam or freaking Led Zeppelin, you would be freaking up in arms.
I'd be
So
surprised to see what you guys. I wouldn't.
when-
There's
when-
not a
when
bad
we do-
song.
when-
They're all winners.
When we do Pearl Jam and freaking Jeremy's like not in the top 5, you're gonna go, oh
I
my
would not-
god.
I would not put Jeremy in the top 5. To be honest with you.
Well, you're gonna go like, freaking
Vance
what's
is the only one that would put anything in the top 5 after their first 4 albums.
Yeah.
Everybody else's
He's
top
gonna go like,
5 would
oh,
all
I'm
be in
gonna
the,
no
in the
code,
first 4
no
albums.
Yeah, it'll
code.
be,
And none of his would be.
yeah, mine could be. It'll be spread out all over the place.
Yeah, Vance might get fucking locked out of the top 5 of Pearl Jam.
Probably because it'd be pretty. Well,
I wouldn't have anything after Yield. That
Even
was the last
Flow.
album I really liked.
Even Flow's still a favorite. So
Even Flow is gonna make probably my number 1, but
yeah, I mean that's.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I gotta get to bed.
I think
Thanks,
we're all
guys.
leaving.
Because you can understand his lyrics.
Just a second, buddy.
Thanks everybody for being here. It was a great show. We went a little bit long, but it was nice having David Donnelly up here, a UK guy.
Yes.
Who is in the industry and a good personal friend of Mr. Mark Kopernicki.
Yes. He's a good guy.
And the next Throwdown in 2 weeks, because I won't be here, will be top 5 Kiss songs. So
Okay.
John, I know you're home now. Top 5 Kiss songs. You got 2 weeks to come up with your top 5 Kiss songs.
All right.
Another one.
And Shandy is in the lead right now. So
Yeah.
Shandy and Beth, 1 and 2.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you Tuesday. Songs of 1970. So,
All right.
Later, everybody.
Take
good
care.
night, everybody, and
Later.
thank you for
See you
at
guys.
least letting us not totally suck and just tie with Wrathchild.
Mm.
So, thanks for being kind. Good night.
Bye.